Thank you for patiently waiting. Happy New Year to the viewing audience. This content is pertaining to Hunter Boy H. He has spoken on his father's network pertaining to the Summer Wells case, and I will play that audio. I will try to intervene in between and sharing this information, praying everything goes well, copyrights and fair usage. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $sign Angie, 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are welcome during this live stream. There will be three videos for your viewing pleasure today. This is live number 1. Live number 2 will be pertaining to Gypsy Rose and the latest information coming out from docuseries. And the third installment will be an upload to the YouTube queue. It will not be a live, it will be an uploaded video pertaining to Reginald DePriest, who has been arrested in the murder, stabbing death of Andrea Moore. Thank you so much for joining me. I will engage with you through the chat periodically during this live stream. Thank you so much for your time. Many questions now will arise from the content you're about to hear because some things are not the same as mentioned before by Boy H. Do not know if this is a memory lapse. I do not know. I'm not here to make any claims at this point because it's now to the point where you don't know what to believe, because when you're not present somewhere, you really can't say what happened, who did what, who went where. It's just it's just redundant. Excuse me. I get myself queued up here. Sorry about that. It's playing stuff I didn't want to play. My stuff is not acting good today. One moment, everybody. Trying not to play all the extra commentary until they get to the point pertaining to Summer Wells. Thank you for joining me. Rough day for the Queen today. Mud Pie, Miss Dixon, Coleslaw, Langley, Pete, Carpenter. Hello, everybody in the chat. Miss Lawson. Hello, everybody. I don't know what's going on. Why this isn't playing?
That's me talking to me.
Okay, you good?
All right. Here we go. What, no camera, fuckboy?
So you want the camera? Good.
Oh, God, get a shirt on.
I got you.
You're making me look bad.
Thank you, sweetheart. It's 2 of them. One has sunflowers in them. Thank you.
Floor is yours.
To the floor is mine.
Floor is yours. I'm just here.
So what's that dude's name?
Benny Skeezball.
Benny Skeezball. So why the fuck this man gotta go on YouTube blabbing about my sister and family? I done told this boy he getting fined. Anybody who comes around my family, my lawyer will put y'all straight into prison. I don't think they understand that. My lawyer is one of the best in all of Tennessee.
Well, I don't think they care.
And thank you for praying for my mom. Yeah, it's a rough time, but this dude talking shit on my sister. Like, what is this? I'm a grown ass young kid, bro. Talking about he had some East Tennessee gang shit. I don't like, who cares about a fucking game, bro? This is my mom we're talking about, my family.
Well, you wanted to speak on Miss Summer Wells, so speak.
Yeah, and also about that, it's just a timeline stamp. I can go on the messages with my lawyer and show you I have nothing to do with her. If y'all if y'all need to, y'all can contact my lawyer, but she be busy. Look, I will show y'all.
Don't show no numbers, motherfucker.
Let me go to it. Yeah, I'll send it to you, and you can show them.
Let me stop here. Something about BK and a gang. I don't know really what they're talking about. I don't know if he's saying BK says he's in a gang himself or Hunter's in a gang. But Hunter is saying he don't care. I don't know. Oh my goodness. This is what I'm talking about when you're listening to stuff on the internet. Because some things I just don't hear well. I don't know why, but I don't know what they're talking about. That's probably going to be my perception throughout the live stream.
Killing these schools. Email it.
I'll fit send to your Facebook.
Email it so I can scrub out the fuck your email, and then I'll drop it in the community later.
All right, I'll email it to you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, I don't think it's a good idea to invite anybody to the house because you don't know who you're inviting to your house. Although you can Google anything, of course, to find out where a person lives and get phone numbers. But I would not invite anyone to show up just because for security reasons and problems. You're already having a problem as far as living there. They'll get to that here in a minute. And dropping the lawyer's telephone number is not a good idea because I don't think that will sit very well with the lawyer. You giving out her phone number and or her name, that wouldn't be fair to her. Because if anybody has a question about anything pertaining to the Summer Wells case, the authorities are the people that you need to be reaching out to, not his attorney, because he hasn't been accused of a crime. He hasn't been implicated in a crime. You're entitled to believe whatever you want about June 15th and his involvement, non-involvement. So stalking a lawyer would not be advisory. So I'm telling any of you right now, if this is the path you want to take, you will be a fool. This is why he doesn't need to mention a woman's name. If indeed he has a lawyer, I don't know if this is a juvenile court lawyer or a regular lawyer. I don't know. But I don't know what's the truth to anything. That's why I'm going to always put my stamp on that pertaining to Summer Wells. I don't put my stamp on anything. I have given my opinion pertaining to Boy H that I do not believe he was involved. And I felt like he truthfully told information to Chris Madonna. But you'll hear things in his live stream that may be considered contradictory to his original interview with Chris Madonna. So let's ask that question. The information given to Chris Madonna, was that the truth, not the truth, half the truth? Ms. Blythe says he got the order wrong. But you're going to hear of a new place mentioned during this commentary. You're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, let me just. Oh, I can scrape it off. I know how to do all that.
Yeah, well, all right, well. Just remember, Benny ain't nothing, bro.
Yeah, it's just for me to sit there and then see him posting on my sister's Facebook, knowing damn well she got a pregnant kid, knowing what we're going through. All the thanks, thank you for that. But just to see all that, it just made me mad. But why go on to YouTube and talk shit about people when you can? I'm pretty sure everybody knows where I live. If there's an issue, that's in front of y'all.
Oh, yeah, like, it ain't nothing like that.
There's a whole front yard. If someone got an issue, there's a whole front yard. Bro, I don't care about none of that.
Bro, you already know the factor, bro. The fact is, he ain't built like that. Bro, he snitched on. He set his own homie up and got him killed, and he sent his baby mama to prison for his own brother.
Thank y'all for the support.
You heard? This boy like a straight snitch bitch pushback, man.
Well,
this is why I keep telling you.
I was brought up a whole different way. I don't do none of that snitching, none of that.
So why is BK talking about Hunter's sister? I've not heard the content because I do not frequent his network. Don't have no desire to find him talk about anything he has to say. But why are you as a grown man, okay, talking about the sister? What relevance is she to the Summer Wells case? 9 times out of 10, no relevance. Because once again, as I always say, you have to have a receipt when you want to implicate people in a crime and what they know and do not know.
And the reason why I got proof is because people were saying that I got my name is on papers for the Summer Wells case. My lawyer, all I gotta do is pick up the phone and she can go to the juvenile courthouse and get papers and see that I was only included with the press. That's it.
So you were never really on the suspect list?
No, I was never on the suspect list. It was just the press putting in words that nobody knows about.
And what does he mean, the press? Because this is strange information to me, because the press, I would assume, is the media, the local news, other news outlets. The news outlets have never mentioned Boy H. So what is he speaking of? I'm confused. He says he's not a suspect. And you also hear about the cell phone. Hasn't been given back. Bought another phone. So why didn't they give the phone back? Or are they keeping it as evidence to build a case? Because that's the one thing you always have to remember about a case. When things aren't given back, there's a reason why. Now, when things are seized during drug raids or drugs or stops that lead to the discovery of narcotics, naturally, they keep the paraphernalia, the drugs, and the money. But this isn't a drug case, so it's an investigation of a missing child. So they're not giving his phone back. It's very weird to me. Because if you've gone through the phone, did all the data research, downloaded all the information from the phone, pings, GPS, all those type of things, if they were available, why would you not give the phone back? So some may think that's suspicious that he's involved because they didn't never give the phone back. So then now you're probably going to ask, well, did the Wells get their phones back? Since they are the sole entities in the case, since the little girl allegedly was with the mother. So now let's ask that question. Did Donald, Miss Bly, and her mother get their phones and devices back from the Sheriff's Department and TBI? And if so, why not? Why were they not returned? Same thing with Boy H. Why did you all not give the phone back? Is this going where I said it was? That there is a belief that people are involved in this case, such as the parents. And that's the reason why nothing has been given back, such as devices. And the reason why there are no updates pertaining to the child, the search, suspects, info, because the parents are the suspects, or one of them, let's just say. So we're keeping all devices for a later date, such as an arrest, indictment, and trial. Something to ponder on.
Give him a moment. So tell me, what do you remember of that day, homie?
So this is what happened. She came over. Her grandma was in the hospital. She was sick. Or not her grandma. Her grandma came in, right?
Yeah.
Her grandma came from the hospital. She came over. We haven't spoke to them in months. I'm talking about 8 to 9 months, because her and my mom got in an argument.
Yeah.
And
let me interject here. He has a wristband on his arm. I don't know if that was from the hospital or being in a hospital or what that's about. I thought that was interesting. But now we're jumping to spoken to Candace. Well, I find that interesting because I just listened to commentary last week. It was either during that interview with Madonna or something Candace said to Madonna that it was 4 months before she went missing that Candace had interaction with Allie. Because I remember mentioning in one of my live streams last week, I said, well, that's odd. I thought he hadn't talked to her in a long, long time, or they hadn't seen each other in a long, long time. So see, now you have to dissect. Seen visually, heard from, talked on the phone, message. What's the truth? Because the 4 months was mentioned about Candace reaching out to Allie to go to this event, some type of amusement park or something. And she asked her, did she want to go? And Allie told her no. But I believe Hunter went because he asked, or something to that effect. And that's in one of my live streams from last week. So that was allegedly 4 months before she went missing. Here he's saying 8 or 9 months we haven't talked to her. But he periodically talked to Candace through TikTok or Snapchat or whatever. So what is the truth? Before June 15th, when did Allie last speak to Candace? Number one. Boy H, when did he last speak to Candace before June 15th? Number three, when did they visually see Candace before June 15th? Because this is now starting to become a problem. Because as I said, I've believed him up until I get wind of otherwise information. But in the end, you have to remember, these are the people spinning the story. So you don't have anybody else to corroborate anything. To say, oh yeah, I saw a text message, or oh yeah, I saw them together, at the Chrysler store or at an amusement park. So you don't know. So what's the truth? 8 or 9 months or 4 months before the little girl went missing?
We left it at that. And she came over, and next thing you know, she was with Summer, and we was chilling at the house. The boys were with their dad working, and she just came over because she was just down the hospital. Okay. And she needed to use the bathroom to ask me to go fishing and swimming. I said, that's fine. I got to ask Mom. Mom said it was cool. And then we went swimming and fishing after we got her grandma her meds after the hospital.
Let's go back on that bathroom situation. Hold on.
She was with Summer, and we was chilling at the house. The boys were with their dad working. And she just came over because she was just down the road at the hospital. Okay. And she needed to use the bathroom to ask me to go.
She needed to use the bathroom. We heard this during the Chris Madonna interview with Boy H, that Summer changed at the house. So was this the time that the little girl was changed into the swimsuit? But then we get contradictory information when Candace talks to Chris Madonna that the little girl already had a bathing suit on. Too much confusion. Well, possibly, Jenny. Yeah, swimming and fishing.
Fishing and swimming. I said, that's fine. I got to ask Mom. Mom said it was cool. And then we went swimming and fishing after we got her grandma her meds after the hospital. And she bought me a vape or whatever. And a twist.
Bingo card. So you now hear he says they all went to the swimming hole after they got the meds, if you to believe that. You're about to hear what you just heard. She bought him a vape. Well, Candace, you told Mr. Dun-Dunner you bought 3 vapes, and he asked you specifically, did Hunter take one of the vapes? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Wow. What did I tell you all in one of the lives about the vapes and the twisted tea? You either bought it for yourself, you bought it for Grandis, or you bought it for Hunter. You bought it for yourself and you gave it to Hunter. You bought it for Grandis and then you gave it to Hunter. You bought it for Grandis and you drank it. See? 3 tales all intertwined. So now we're getting a discrepancy about timeline of when they last talked to each other. She bought him a vape, and now he's getting ready to tell you about a twisted tea that she denies. Naturally, she's going to deny that because it's an alcoholic beverage, from my understanding. So she can't go on camera saying she gave a minor alcohol. Okay? And if he told authorities this, they should have rung her tail up for that. Contributing to a minor is against the law in most states, and it's against the law in this state. So, Candace, who was the tea for? How many teas did you buy? How many vapes did you actually buy? Did you buy Boy H a twisted tea and a vape, or one or the other, or both? Did you buy twisted teas for all of you? You, Grandis, and Boy H. See, you don't know where to go with this. But you hear him saying she bought me a vape. This is why she ran over there 2 days later after reporting Summer missing, because she knew what she had done as far as giving him a vape, cigarette product, whatever it was, cigarette, blunt, I don't care. It just is all the same to me. You don't know. That's the problem. Now you have this version. Oh yeah, she bought me the vape. But when she talked to Chris Madonna, she can't remember where all the vapes went. If Hunter took one, because he was very specific in asking her that.
I mean, at a young age, I was drinking. It was.
Go back.
And she just came over because she was just down the road at the hospital.
Okay.
And she needed to use the bathroom to ask me to go fishing and swimming. I said, that's fine. I got to ask Mom. Mom said it was cool. And then we went swimming and fishing after we got her grandma her meds after the hospital. And she bought me a vape or whatever. And a twisted tea. I mean, at a young age, I was drinking. It was stupid stuff anyways. Everybody lived once, and they gonna do stupid stuff as a kid.
Hang on, Soul Shine. Hang on 1 minute. Let him finish, and then you guys can ask questions. This is all about what he wants.
And then after that, we went and got slushies. Then we went to Priceless. They was in there for a little bit. Me and her was just, like watching TikToks on my phone, all this stuff. And then they dropped me off because my probation officer was coming at 3:30. All right. And after that, I went with my girl to Bristol to a park. And then we got a call. We thought she was playing.
Before we get into the Summer Wells playtime on the phone, in this commentary, he admits to being a drinker. He drank. Not so much now, but don't know if there's truth to that. I'm not here to accuse, as I said, Mr. Boy H of anything. He's almost a legal adult now. I'm just comparing what he said to Chris Madonna to what he's saying now on his father's YouTube channel. You're entitled to believe whatever version you want, because I'm to the point where I'm exhausted with talking about this case and talking about who said what. Because as I said before, everything's about perception. So once again, he admits to being drinking at some point in his life. Now, one is going to say, well, I'm not going to doubt that he did drink the tea. He said she bought him the vape and the tea, but she's denied it. Naturally, she's going to deny it publicly because he is a minor. What I find interesting about this entire case is that you never hear any of this information of the events of June 15th on the news. Why not? Why is this story only starting at 110 Ben Hill Circle Way? You always have to ask yourself that. When you go back to news broadcasts of this story, you never hear the mention of Boy H. I haven't. You never hear where they went that day, what time the boy was dropped off, what time she got home. The story starts only when unpacking groceries to Chris Madonna. Stay woke now. But that ain't the version you gave, Candace Bly, to the news when you were sitting outside your house. So you gave Chris Madonna one version up until getting to the house versus the version you told the news, which starts with planting flowers. Why is that? Well, I think most of us would know why.
And then we got a call. We thought she was playing. We thought she was just playing around because normally when she says stuff like that, dude, she's just playing around. Like people like to play around and say stupid stuff. All right. So we thought that what it was. Then we called Mom, and then the TBI came. I told me the exact same story. And then they just left it at that. They took my phone, and then that was it.
Junipers, thank you, honey. Tell her thank you.
Looks like you, Andrew.
Yeah, don't curse him like that. Is it safe to say Mama Dukes is doing the same as yesterday? Everything's still in her willpower and God's hands?
Yeah, it's all depending on her. They took her off her meds, and then they put her back on her meds, the coma meds, to see what's going on. But they said normally people in comas don't move their muscles, and she was moving her muscles, so that's a good sign. Her eyes are healing.
All right,
so here he's relating to his mother, who's obviously is in the hospital. Prayers to Miss Ellie and to this family, because they're going to need it for whatever they're going through, because you're going to hear that here in a minute. So he's talking about a coma. What is actually wrong with the mother? How long has she been sick? What is going to happen to this family if he is trying to still live with his mother and grandmother? I'm assuming the mother and grandmother still stay together. I do not know. What's wrong with her eyes? What was wrong with the eyes? Very interesting information. Thank you for joining me. Talking in between periodically just to abreast people of the storyline who've never followed this story, and also to go in between the content, because this is not my content. Thank you for joining me.
She's doing a lot better. Yeah, she's doing a lot better.
So she's stubborn.
Yeah, she's just stubborn. She's always been a fighter.
Well, you know how she is. She ain't, listen, no matter how hard life gets her, man, she ain't gonna leave your happy ass with me. She won't croak until after I do. You know that.
Yeah, she's always been a fighter.
Listen, we fight like we're siblings, bro.
But yeah, it's just that whole situation. There's somewhere else that people don't even. I see people who don't even that are on YouTube talking about me. They don't even come up to me and say nothing. They're talking about I robbed somebody in a car. Are they dumb? I got set up. I was supposed to go look at the prices of the vapes, and she went to hand me one, and they tried to take off with them. I got set up. They pulled up that same night, and I told them what happened.
All right, so here he's denying trying to kidnap a person, their child. Many of you went on and on and on about that, but as I always tell you, you don't really know what goes on with a story, no matter if you see the charges, because he says he was going to look at some vapes, and that can innocently happen to a person, because most of you know I sell things on the Facebook marketplace, and it's a gamble. You selling, it's a gamble if you're buying. Or you get wind of somebody selling something you're interested in, and you go, you don't know what can happen. So let's just say what he is saying is the truth. He could have been robbed, anything. See, you just don't know what's the truth. And you will hear him tell you he's not that type of person to assault a woman with a child, because he has sisters. Thank you for joining me.
There you go.
I've never robbed nobody with. I've been growing up with sisters. Why would I dare put my hands on a female and drag her about a car with her baby?
This is how things get twisted, bro.
Like this stuff gotta stop. I'm telling you. So, like I said, there's a front door. Y'all know where I live. That's all I gotta say. Y'all got problems. There's a door, and we can go in the yard.
Y'all just do me a favor.
Now y'all bring some weapons, then that's gonna be y'all's ass. Cause I got life to live. Just know that. I got my life to live.
Hey, yeah, isn't self-defense still a thing in your state?
As long as their back is not turned.
Well, let's go there. Once again, as I said, Mr. H, I don't think it's a good idea to be inviting people to the house, because the case has already been a circus. And you do not want to invite people to your house. You already have enough going on with your family at that location. And you inviting people there, that would be a problem, because people are going to go back and repeat everything you're saying on this live stream to the landlord. You have to think. This is why I keep telling people, you have to think before talking on social media, posting things to social media. You all are already in dire straits as far as being able to live at this location. Why are you going to invite people there and then say, well, if they bring a weapon? You have to think, sweetheart. See, this is why you know he's still young. He's still young, and he's not thinking right now. Okay? And as far as Tennessee law, you got to be inside the house, victim and suspect. Ain't no running outside, shooting on the porch, fighting on the porch, stabbing in the yard. No, the law is strictly what it says. Inside. No foot out the window, no hand out the window. The person has to be inside of the house. As far as the back turn, well, I don't know much about that. Because we have seen people, yes, go down for shooting somebody in the back of their own damn house, which is crazy to me. And that's a famous case of an elderly white man that shot some people in his house because the boy was running toward the door and he shot him and they ended up convicting him. But as I said, don't invite trouble because you still got YouTubers that want to get the 411 and now you're inviting them to come down or Benny Keys or whoever to ask you a question. Don't do that. The last thing you need right now are people stalking outside and banging on the door and coming up filming. You don't want that because first thing a landlord is going to say, well, you're trying to fight to keep this place. Now you're up here on social media inviting these people to come to your apartment. Why would you do that? Why do it at all? And they have a right to ask you that and tell you that. You shouldn't be doing that. Especially if you barely have a place to live. That's a bad idea. As I said, self-defense in this state is inside the home. As a sheriff once told me, when I had a very nasty, nasty, racist neighbor who was just foul, he said, people like him, you'd have to end up harming just because they won't listen to reason. He said, just leave the door open. And that was interesting that a sheriff would even say something like that. Okay? So that proves the point of, in order to get away with self-defense, the person is going to have to be inside of your house, inflicting bodily harm and or you felt threatened to react to him or her inside of a house.
So you come here with some weapons, all you
That's legally self-defense.
All I gotta do is make one phone call. I got people who put their life on the line for me.
Well, it's not about people putting lives on the line. It's about you doing what's right, man. Well, peeps are gonna ask you some 30,000 questions, homie. They always do.
I'm trying to read them. It's just going a little bit too fast. So.
Bray, you're a managing moderator. Can you turn that down? Can you slow it down a little bit?
Okay, so what it say?
People want to ask you some questions about your thoughts on Candace and whether or not what your thoughts are about the situation with the Summers case.
Okay, that's fine.
People are actually asking, do you remember what she was wearing the last time you saw her?
You gotta think, I've been out of juvenile and stuff like that for my decisions, nothing to do with somewhere else. I was a dumb little kid. That's why I grew up. I had to grow up and man up.
Yeah, but listen, they want to know if you remember what she was wearing.
I have no idea. I can't remember today.
Ellie, did the cops ever give you back your phone?
They were supposed. No point.
What's going on, everybody? So why'd they keep your shit?
Because they wanted to make sure I was telling the truth. And they wanted to see where it's turned.
So they wanted to make, and they never gave it back?
They never did. I mean, we went to the courthouse. He told me that I was going to give it back, and then we just forgot about it, so I bought a new one. I was working at the time, so it was just like pocket change. So.
All right. Well, that's good. I mean, as long as there wasn't nothing too nefarious, you know what I'm saying?
No, it wasn't even too nefarious to begin with.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, I figured they keep that shit to try to track down your drug dealer.
To drug dealer, you know I don't do that stuff on the phone, bro. I don't do that. Let me tell you, I hang around too many old heads. I know way better than to do stuff over the phone. I'd rather throw that phone up. My girlfriend has the phone while I go see my bedroom. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, well, listen, it don't matter. Weed is not a drug, it's a plant.
Did they say, talking about drugs, I mean, I don't know about drugs, but weed, like they tell the kids go downstairs and go outside, so.
Yeah. Hunter, do you think Candace was up?
Very interesting. Talking about Candace here. So whatever they were doing, sorry about that, whatever they were doing, the Wells inside of their home, I believe he's implying here, they would tell the kids to go outside. So now you're admitting to drug usage done by the parents. And some people don't think marijuana is a big deal. Well, it is a big deal to some people. And it's going to be a big deal to the state if they get wind that you use. So in the end, they don't care if it's meth, heroin, pills, marijuana, cocaine, crack, fentanyl. The state doesn't care and law enforcement doesn't care. They don't differentiate between the drugs. Well, oh, it's just a plant. Yeah, you can keep smoking in front of your kids, being in the house with it. Why are they going to view that as acceptable? Just saying. They're not. So he's saying they went downstairs or out of the way. Let's play it again.
Let's go downstairs and go outside. So see my bedroom. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, well, listen, it don't matter. Weed is not a drug, it's a plant.
Then they say, talking about drugs, I mean, I don't know about drugs, but weed, like they tell the kids go downstairs and go outside.
Okay,
so.
there you go.
Yeah.
They go downstairs or outside. Interesting.
Hunter, do you think Candace was up to no good using you as a so-called alibi?
A so-called alibi. I can only say that I was there till 3:30. So I was only with him till 3:30. I don't get into politics. I don't do politics.
That ain't politics, kid. They just want to know, do you think that she was trying to use you as an alibi? Like
No, I don't think so.
Very, very interesting. We have heard this analogy so many times with this case that this was an orchestrated event, allegedly, and that he was used as an alibi as to, give the law enforcement somebody's name besides, her mother and husband, as somebody who can say, yeah, I saw them together, we were together. But in the end, it doesn't matter, because even if this was orchestrated, let's say, you still got to prove what happened once they got home, if they got home. See, all that matters. So 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3:30, 4 o'clock. What the hell happened up from the time you dropped the boy off until you got to the house? Was the child in her custody, not custody, handed off, hurt? That's the problem. And you all gonna go back and forth on the time because he now mentions a different time than the 2:30. I can't keep up with all this stuff because I'm getting older, and as time goes by, I'm now like boy H. I'm not good with time. This is why I don't like bickering back and forth in the chat or the comments about anything pertaining to what somebody said, because in the end, that's their version. And guess what? They can change. So why am I going to argue about 2:30, 3:30? Think about it for a second. Every argument that I've ever seen pertaining to this case is null and void for the very reason they are the ones spinning the narrative of the time and the places. Now we got new information about when they last talked to Candace. But then you get another interview. It's 4 months before the girl went missing. So you don't even know what to believe. I'm just dumbfounded at this point.
Now, what can you tell us about? She's doing a bit better, but not much. She's still on a vent, right?
Yeah, they're just waiting on her. That's it. It's all up to her. It's her body.
Allie's on a ventilator. Lord have mercy.
Listen, you're getting it. Listen, this is what you guys wanted for over 2 fucking years, and now you finally had enough.
No, 3:30.
3:30.
So 3:30 is being mentioned.
Yeah, I always thought it was 2:30 that you had to be home, Ken. Well, yet again, I'm also going off of half-baked bullshit, too.
Yeah, it was 3:30 because my probation officer had to come check down some drug custody. Did they?
17.
Before he goes into talking about something else, 2:30 was mentioned, I believe, at one point with Chris Madonna about a doctor's appointment, or somebody said that. I don't know. This is why I keep telling you. Everything is coming from these people. So if you don't have anybody else to verify what a person is saying is the truth, all you're going to be doing is going back and forth on anything. On anything. And then some people now may say, oh, well, I know he's lying. He's a liar now because now we've gone from 2:30 to 3:30. This is still the same person who, as I told you, is a child, didn't have a job, don't keep up with nothing, didn't go to school. It's not like he plays sports. So he probably won't keep up with anything. I'm not here to defend him or accuse him of a liar, but it is what it is. He was a kid. He was a kid. He's still a kid because he's still under the age of 18. Will be turning 18 soon.
Did they? Yeah, I'm about to be 18. But
They
did
want to
they-
know if Candace and Don ever abused the children.
We were over there. I've never seen it. When we were over there, most of the time I've never seen them hit them. They put them in the corner, take away their electronics. That's not abuse. That's just regular ground.
All right.
What, Jenny?
What do you know? What do you know of any of the surrounding people around their house?
Their house, all I know is that there was what's it called? Some dude named In. That's all I know.
All right.
He worked at a mechanic shop and he sold weed. That's all I know.
All right. All right. No, he has no clue where they went at the end. He already stated this. He was home dealing with his own shit. He looks grown. Shit.
Yeah, this is just you gotta mature at a young age when your mom's not doing well.
Well, I will say this. Yes, the father has a very nasty tongue. Don't know how to talk, period. So that's what I tried to tell you about Boy H years ago. He was a kid. He's not going to use proper English and may not give all the correct information at that time, about who did what, who went where, who had on what. He doesn't remember what the little girl had on. Most boys don't keep up with that kind of stuff. That's women's stuff. This is what a lot of you should know this by now if you're grown. Men and women don't act particularly the same. They don't think the same. Guys don't remember detailed stuff. The only guys I know that keep up with detailed stuff, they're usually a bit feminine in their damn selves, or they're just messy as you know what. But a 15-year-old kid, he ain't remembering who had on which color sandals, or was her hair in a hair bow. That's just not stuff they focus on. Because as I said, he's a kid and he didn't have a job. He wasn't on a schedule. So why is he going to remember every little waking detail about who had on what and the color shirt? And he's not going to remember. Now, naturally, it would be nice for him to recollect what the little girl had on, of course. But then once again, it will still be his version. And you will either believe it or not believe it. But once you get out of sight, you don't know where to go with what she had on, didn't have on. Did the girl make it home? Does the little girl make it over here, over there? See, you don't know. So it probably wouldn't even matter if he told you, yeah, I remember what she had on, because you don't have any information after that. This is why I said law enforcement needs to show this woman out and about on June Kingsport. We got her at this store, that store, and that store. Now, after that, we don't have her on surveillance or CCTV footage with the grandmother, with this boy, or her daughter. This will be very helpful. And I find it strange, even with most missing person cases, they still show you the person at the Kinjo Market or the Pilot gas station to say, hey, have you seen this person? This is the last footage we have of them available going in the store, walking to their car. This case, you don't get none of that. That's why I tell you, this case is bizarre, because his mother is given one version to Chris Madonna and then one version to WJHL. And WJHL don't got no version of Boy H, Pookie, Ray, Swimming Hole, this, that, and the other. You don't get none of that with the news. Just planting flowers. So it's as if she was at home all day planting flowers or goofing off. See where I'm going with that? And I find that bizarre. And I think the news should have brought this information out about Chris Madonna's interview to say, well, this ain't what she told us. She left all that out, and I'm wondering why. That's why I said the news people should have asked her, ma'am, what time did you get up this morning? Where'd you go that morning? Did you stay in the house? Did you run any errands? Did you take your little girl? Did you take your boys? Who wouldn't ask that? This is crazy to me.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's,
I've been telling.
I don't know. Think of a situation about her aneurysms like 5 years ago. She had her head too popped. She wasn't supposed to make it then, but God gave her a second chance.
I don't talk about all that, bro. Question, was Candace on?
Okay, that was a little bit rude to cut him off like that. He's talking about his mother, and she had aneurysm issues a couple of years ago. Now, you're his father, and you're saying he wanted to do this interview, but why are you talking so rude to him and then cutting him off because he's talking about his mother? Well, his mother is sick. So I'm just trying to understand, what's all the rudeness about? I guess you just want him to get to the point of talking about Summer Wells, but you don't want him saying anything about his mother. Okay, cool. This is the reason why this young man, he needs a 360. He just needs to be somewhere else. See something else, hear something else, led by some decent people who have his best regard. That's all I'm saying.
The phone with anybody else other than Don that day?
Some dude,
Huh?
she was on the phone with some dude.
So
That I guess was just some random dude was walking around her house.
alright, so some random fuckstick that was hanging around the property.
Yeah, that's it. He was just letting her know they kicked him off the property.
Alright.
This is a problem right here.
Oh, you talking about Benny Skis Ball? I didn't even tell him that.
Who was the guy that was on the property? Because I was listening to Mr. Don B's content earlier today, Sweet Tea with Don B. And why is there no mention of the name of the person that was allegedly on the property, if we are to believe this version from Candace told to Boy H? Why is there no mention of this guy's name? Now, when I go back to the Chris Madonna interview, sworn that H was saying the one guy that was up there, don't know if this is the same guy, but the one guy that was known as a drunk, he wouldn't be the type to touch the kids. He was more into Grandis. I thought that's what was said. I have to go back and re-listen to that. So now I got to ask myself, this guy who H is talking about that was on the property, is this the same guy that was mentioned in the Chris Madonna interview as just being a drunk, but wouldn't be the type to touch the children? I don't know.
Was that the Andy that texted it's done also was on and also was on the property touching the children?
Yeah. I don't know about touching kids on the property. I've never seen it.
But you know about that text, right?
Yeah. So Don was telling me.
So he says right here, I don't know anything about anybody touching any kids on the property. Well, how would he know? He's not there. He can only go by what Candace said if we're to believe this version is true. So this goes back to what I keep saying about this day. The versions are coming from Candace, Don, Boy H, Grandis. You don't know what is the truth because law enforcement ain't gave us one piece of crumb nugget to say, this is what we got. This has been verified. The commentary you heard from the young boy on social media, Boy H, we verified those places. Nothing. So this is all you're going to get now, 2.5 years in. He said and she said. Now, you know what's coming next. Candace will have a rebuttal to what he has just said in this live stream. Because now he's admitting to smoking, drinking in her custody by her. They also smoked marijuana. Children went outside. So if there is any court hearing, listen to me carefully. If the children have not been severed rightfully from them, then this is ammunition now to say, well, this young boy says he's heard them talking about using marijuana and they make the children go downstairs or outside. This is why I believe the children's rights have been severed. I could be wrong. But somebody's going to take this information from this live stream and basically say, well, if the case is still open, these parents are still going to court. This boy just admitted, yeah, they have used drugs in their house with their children present. Lord have mercy.
Okay, this about the man walking around the house. These are coming in too fast. I can't read.
You need to slow down a little more. I need to listen to some shit.
Oh no, panties. It's panties. You're not silenced. What did you have said? I didn't see it.
She has no questions. She has no questions for you. She's just happy to see your face.
Oh well, thank you.
I don't have a whisper head right now.
I got food and the stuff for the family.
Thank you.
That dude was talking. The only person that I don't want brought up is my little sister and my older sister and boyfriend. They have nothing at all to do with nothing.
Oh, I know.
So people need to keep, because one thing I do not play with that you taught me is family. I don't play with that. That's what makes me so mad.
What's the rules, man? Fuck around, find out. Play with my family and see what happens. Oh, she wants. Chris wants to know if when you see your mom again, if you'll give her some love for her.
Oh yeah, I always give her love. It's just hard to see her like that. Yeah.
Yes, yes, he did say that the boys were with Don that day.
But summer sleep when the
They want to know what summer sleep when you got dropped off.
Yeah.
All right.
Under, why did your grandma say you were distraught and rocking back and forth at the game? We're swimming. Y'all ever get like quakes from like drinking too much?
Oh,
that's
so
what it is.
You had the shakes from drink.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He doesn't remember.
Okay, so I wish the father would quit talking over the son. Let him answer the questions. As so people don't think you are it's coercion. Let him tell what she had on, didn't have on. Don't remember. He says the baby was asleep in the car. He got the shakes from drinking. That's his response to somebody thinking he was acting peculiar after these events. So now he's admitting once again, he did drink. So now you have to ask yourself, how much of a drinker was he? So then, now that's going to go to how much, I'm getting confused now. Shaking when? Shaking with Candace or shaking at the Chris Madonna interview? Then that means, if we're talking about the day he's with Candace, then that means he would have had a lot to drink. I can't see somebody getting the shakes from those little teas. They don't have a lot of alcohol in them. It's not like 40% alcohol, 80 proof. I got to go back because now I'm a bit confused. Hold on, guys.
Oh, Chris wants to know if when you see your mom again, if you'll give her some love for her.
Oh yeah, I always give her love. It's just hard to see her like that. Yeah.
Yes, yes, he did say that the boys were with Don that day.
But summer sleep when the
They want to know what summer sleep when you got dropped off.
Yeah.
All right.
Under, why did your grandma say you were distraught and rocking back and forth at the game? We're swimming. Y'all ever get like quakes from like drinking too much.
There you have
Oh,
it.
That's what
you
it
had,
is.
you had the shakes from Drake.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So right there, he was the, but he had the shakes. So now let me say this to you all who drink, who had drinks, such as myself as an adult drinker. The only time you get the shakes is, yes, when you had too much to drink, or you are craving a drink. Stay woke. Alcoholics will get the shakes because they are addicted to alcohol and they need a drink, number one. You can also get the shakes because you've taken in too much sugar, because that's all alcohol is, for those who didn't know. You're taking in too much sugar, and you can get the shakes from it affecting your body. You got too much alcohol inside of your body. So if indeed he was drinking the teas or something else, do not know. Maybe he had too much sweet tea or whatever the tea was. So now that's going to make people really talk. Well, how many teas did you have, Hunter? See, this is why I tell people, you have to pay attention to the details, whether you believe them or not. Always come back and ask a question. Well, you got the shakes. Well, how much did you drink that day? Ding, ding. Because you're not going to get no shakes from drinking a little bit of that tea in that can. I don't care if it's a tall can, 24 ounces, 12 ounces. You'd have to drink quite a bit, depending on your tolerant level. So then now you got to ask the question, was he an alcoholic at the time in June 15, 2021?
He doesn't remember. That's because you don't drink it. And that's the good thing.
Yeah, I don't really do like that. I don't drink no more. People try to be like, whoa.
People are also wondering, what do you think happened to Summer?
To be honest, what I think is, like, they said there was some dude walking around the property. I think that she went off wandering and just got snatched up.
This doesn't sound like the commentary he gave before.
I mean,
Let me stop right here. I'm sorry to keep interrupting, but I won't remember this stuff if I don't. Going back to the shaking, during that interview with Chris Madonna, that didn't strike me as somebody addicted to alcohol, coming down from alcohol or alcohol. Because I've been around people who are alcoholics. And his behavior did not strike me as an alcoholic. I never thought that. And I don't think it now. Once again, you can only go by what he is saying. So there you have it. And naturally, he's not going to tell Chris Madonna. And this is after this. So that don't even count with the Chris Madonna interview with the yawning and stuff. These were weeks after. So this can't be connected to June 15th when Chris Madonna did the interview. The yawning and the rocking. So I'm confused at what the hell I'm talking about right now. So I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm listening to, and I don't know what I'm saying. Let me go back, because I don't want any confusion from this information.
No, but
because this is starting to get ignorant now.
oh,
That's what it is.
You had the shakes from Drake.
Yeah, that's what it was.
He doesn't remember. Say that the boys were with Don that day.
But Summer asleep when the hold on.
They want to know what Summer asleep when you got dropped off.
Yeah.
All right.
Under, why did your grandma say you were distraught and rocking back and forth at the game of swimming?
Okay, when you came home from swimming, there you go. Why did your grandmama say you was distraught when you came home from swimming? So that would have been that day, June 15th, allegedly.
Quakes from like drinking too much.
Oh, shakes from Drake.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay, so now he's saying the father mentions it first, And he reiterates, yeah, that's what it was. The shakes from the drink. Wow. Oh, Lordy. Entitled to your interpretation of the information.
He doesn't remember. That's because you don't drink, kid. And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And that might be it too, as the father says. He's not a drinker, and maybe that what he drank affected him to act peculiar or get the shakes because of the ingredients in the drink. Very good point, Father. He thinks that the little girl wandered off and perhaps got taken. So this isn't what he said with Chris Madonna when he talks about, he want to call her Summer. Candace always would call with these fake, the little girl's missing, the little girl's missing, little girl that cried wolf. Usually she was high or doped up or whatever when she would do this. And people are going to still wonder, why would you be calling a 15-year-old or a kid with these type of crazy nonsense scenarios? I've lost my train of thought. That's why I don't like talking about this case, because it makes me sick. If you believe then, because of her playing those mind games, because I do believe he mentioned, yeah, that's what made me think she was involved. He said it to Chris Madonna. Why now, Mr. Hunter, you think she may have wandered off? Because different people have opinions about her wandering off. The late Jose said she wandered off, I do believe. Then you got Candace saying the kids were locked in, which now that makes no sense because locked in, nobody can come in or nobody can get out when we know that doesn't make any sense. So long as you know how to open the door, you can get out. And a person could have broke the glass door down there to get in or bum rushed the door to get in, either doors. So how would the perpetrator have gotten in to get the little girl? See, this is why you know something nefarious happened to Summer Wells, because all you have to do is listen at all these thousands of versions from the mother. The kids were locked in. Nobody in, nobody out. Remember that? Well, that makes no sense. Because your theory is that somebody came and got her. So you go from kidnapping, kids locked in, locked out. TBI said she was outside with no shoes on. Well, they had to have gotten that information from you all. So which is it? Now Hunter said he thinks the girl wandered off. But with the Chris Madonna interview, he said, well, I knew something was up because all the things she would tell me about the little girl wandering off when she was high. She couldn't find her. So he was alluding to the fact he thought Candace was involved, if I recollect correctly.
I don't really do it. I don't drink no more. People try to be like,
Don't drink anymore.
People are also wondering, what do you think happened to Summer?
To be honest, what I think is, like, they said there was some dude walking around the property. I think that she went off wandering, just got snatched up.
Snatched up. Very interesting.
Yeah, well, they did. Well, I mean, I don't really know, but the press release stated they had no sign, no evidence of kidnapping or foul play. So, but
Okay.
within the same sentence, they said nothing was off the table.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
Hunter, knowing the Wells and what you saw, I know you were on the case. I mean, I feel like there can be done more. That's it.
What should be done, Mr. Hunter? Somebody asked him about the Summer Wells case. He feel like more should have been done. More as in what? More done by the parents as far as responsibility, or more done by investigators? So this is why I always tell you, never leave a statement open-ended. What do you mean, sweetheart? Done more by whom?
Listen, this was all him. Hang on, Hunter. Do you feel that Summer may had accidentally gotten into Graham's medication. That day, Summer was asleep. Do you think that she may have gotten into her grandmother's meds?
I was on my sister.
No, you're fine. Oh yeah, they want to know. Do you think that Summer may have gotten into her grandmother's medications?
No, I don't think so. They had that put up.
All right. Hang on, guys. I'm going for them.
Doesn't think she got into the meds of the grandmother. They put it up. Oh, Lord have mercy. This is crazy.
The swimming. At the swimming hole.
You said what?
At the swimming hole. What do you think? How long did she go under for?
I mean, she went under like a little kid would.
Oh, all right. So a normal little kid thing. So she wasn't drowning or anything. So a typical little.
She was mad because she fucked up her leg.
Cool.
Like she said, what was G-Mon so mad about? And did you see that thing? I don't pay attention to.
So now, once again, people in his chat with the he said and the she said, grandma was mad. How do you know grandma was mad? She only talked to the news one time, and that was 6-7 months later. Mad about her leg. Because once again, chat members, you only have the version from these people, so you really don't know what's the truth. Mad, happy, sad, glad. And who would sit there and let somebody kick their leg? I want you to think about that. Candace mentioned that to Mr. Dundunner. That's why she had to go to the hospital by her knee, because it was swollen. Kids kicking her knee on a trip they took. I wish the hell I would allow somebody to kick me in my damn knee, period. You would have gotten away with it the first time. It'd been your last time, excuse me. Why these people didn't reprimand the children for kicking the grandmother in the knee repeatedly? So how many times did she get kicked in the knee allegedly? Why are your children kicking an older woman in her knee? See, all this is crazy to me. This is what I'm telling you. This is the blind leading the blind. And no disrespect to Boy H because he's still a minor, but nobody has any direction in this case. The parents are all just lifeless vessels floating around. 6 degrees of separation. Each of these people met and became evenly yoked in foolishness and mayhem and irresponsibility of children. This is why we are talking about this case. Because nobody seemed to care about the children. Now we have a 17-year-old on a live stream talking about that day. Some of the things he is saying is not the same as what he said to Mr. Dundunner. So here we go. It's bad. And now we're going to sit here and wait to see who's going to be the next person to pop up with a rebuttal of this Boy H commentary.
Clothes.
What was their clothes often stained?
No, they have a washer and dryer.
Well, that don't mean nothing. Stains are stains, bro.
I ain't never seen them, so I don't think so, no.
All right.
Did you?
Janine, he's probably speaking of when he used to go to the house about the medicine.
Dawn did. Her husband. Give me a second.
Well, listen, this is what you wanted, buddy, so.
Now, I'm just saying, give me a second, come on, those.
Better call court and tell them. Oh, yeah, by the way, you can call the courts and let them know what's going on with your mom, and they can postpone the court date for eviction.
They're already there.
Huh?
They are already there.
Who's they?
Grandma.
Oh, so they're trying to do that now?
Yeah, they're already there.
So what is this eviction about, Hunter? Your father probably don't want you to go into details because he just wants you to talk about Summer Wells. Anywho, this goes back to what I've said at the beginning of this live stream. For those just now checking in, thank you for those in the chat. God bless you. This isn't the time for this here. This Summer Wells rendition part 2. Because now you're saying things different than what was told to Dundonna. And now you all have to go to court, the grandmother, to try to keep a place to live. So what is really going on with this family? Why is there an eviction? I'm confused because I thought this was the grandmother's place. I don't know. So is this the same place when they did all that boots on the ground interviewing? What are we talking about here? Why is there an eviction? Eviction for what? Non-payment of rent? People in the house that aren't supposed to be there? A ruckus going on, noise complaints. What are we talking about? See, this is bad. This is why I said what I said. They don't need any extra attention, this household. He doesn't need to be inviting people to come to the house to talk to him. He doesn't need to be giving out the lawyer's name. He needs to be trying to live and take care of these children that this young lady is carrying in her belly. He needs to be in school, getting an education, getting a trade. He needs to be doing something productive. And as I said, he doesn't need to be inviting trouble down there to that house. Why would you want people to come to the house and you're going to eviction court? See, you got to be aware of what you say on social media. You got to be about your business because you're now about to become a man, Mr. Hunter. So everything you do and say now will be about your child and affect your child. And there will be expectations of you as a man to provide for your children, whether you with the baby mama or not. I don't know, don't care, it's none of my business. And going live on a live stream and you all about to get put out of a damn apartment, this is what I'm talking about. You got to take care of yourself and worry about self because all these people listening right now to this live stream, the people who were in the Father's live stream, they can't do nothing for y'all. They can't help you do shit. They could possibly put some money on a cash app, drop off some meals if they want to, but in the end, it's on y'all to keep a roof over your head. So to me, that would be more important than doing this live stream. That's my opinion. Because Allie is obviously in bad shape. I do not know if she was working before she became ill. Because now you're going to question, well, how long has she been sick? Is that the reason why they had to go to eviction court? Because there was no money coming in. What's the truth? I do not know. Now, I have not listened to this content all the way through to see if he's going to even tell why they were going to eviction court, but we will listen in. Thank you for joining me. You are now listening to The Vault XL.
Oh, all right, good.
Question, what was the guy named Dawn? Her husband?
What am I doing? What Hunter wants.
No, I don't know what man she has. Hey, age.
And I will say he has matured a lot
Does that say?
Hey,
since the Madonna interview.
good luck in the future. Wishing you well.
Yeah. Prayers to these people.
Too.
This young boy.
I got a common cold.
Oh, excuse me.
I gotta check this. Okay?
Sorry, you all. He's got the common cold.
Always does. He doesn't care anymore.
About?
I know people are saying that this will get turned sideways too, and it's like you already warned you what's going on, and you still don't give a fuck. You're gonna speak your piece.
Very true. Very true.
When was the last time you and your sister saw Cadis and the kids?
The last time?
Yeah, when was the last time you saw Cadis and the kids?
Oh, I can't even remember that. You're trying to give me time stamp. I can't do
All
that.
right. So, question: do you, in your opinion, was Cadis a good mom or a shit one?
I mean, her and Allie are like the same. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So they have their motives.
Yeah, they have their moments. But
All right. Do you know
where's
a guy by the name of
Dom?
Yeah,
Dom West?
Damien. Sorry, Damien.
Who the fuck is Damien?
Hold on 1 second.
Son.
Had to get me a coffee break. Talk about that for just a second. Mr. H, thank you for being honest. This is probably one thing he's really honest about. because I'm not here to say he's lying about anything, but there are some discrepancies from the Chris Madonna interview. Somebody in the chats asked about Candace being a good mother. Then his mother comes up, basically saying they're the same. That's still not good. They have their moments. But he obviously cares for his mother. And this is what I've told you before in my live streams pertaining to the Wells children. You may have a harsh judgment, including myself, of how they navigated up there on the hill. Also here in Kingsport with this woman raising her son. But in the end, you can't speak for a child, their affection for their parent. And I said that about the Wells children. For all we know, they still love their parents. They still miss their parents, may even want to be with their parents. You can't say because you don't know the kids. Same thing here. No matter what Allie has done, not done, even this man here, this boy may love his parents. And that's the point. That despite it all, a child can still favor their parent, even when the parent has not done the best by the child or children, have not raised them properly or what society deems proper. He obviously cares for his mother. But I do find it interesting that he mentions they're basically the same, which that's telling me they have similar negative attributes. And he probably don't want to go into that on the live stream. And I'm sure the father wouldn't want him to do it anyway, because this is supposed to be about Summer Wells.
All right. It was said that she was sold. Do you think that they would do that? Do you think they would sell their kids?
No, hell no. They love their kids too much. They take them everywhere.
So,
Interesting.
like you said, she didn't go under.
You know how kids try to swim underwater when they're younger? They go under for like a quick second and come back up type shit.
Yeah. So she was under for a little.
Yes.
Let's go back about them loving their children.
Dom?
Yeah.
Dom Wells?
Damien. Sorry, Damien.
Who the fuck is Damien?
Jody Sue's son.
No, I don't know no person named Damien.
Alright. It was said that she was sold. Do you think that they would do that? Do you think they would sell their kids?
No, hell no. They love their kids too much. They take them everywhere.
No, they wouldn't sell their kids. They love them too much. Well, boy H, you have a different perception of love than some of us. And obviously from Miss Bly and Mr. Wells. Because you're looking through perhaps rose-colored glasses. Because one, you are a child. And it's not to say that you don't know certain things, haven't heard certain things, don't know if you're telling the whole truth of whatever happened June 15th. But your perception of love, I do believe, would differ than what we consider love. They did not love their children. Whatever they thought was love, it was not. Because love doesn't hurt. And you will learn this as you navigate into manhood, sir. Young man, rather. Young boy, because you'll be a man here shortly. Love never hurts. Love doesn't cheat. Love doesn't deceive. Love does not aid in wrongdoing. Let's say that again. Love never aids, coerce into wrongdoing and nefarious deeds. And I'm sure there's a lot that went on at 110 that we will never know about, because that's usually how it goes. You don't know these people. You don't know what they were into. You don't know who they talked to. You don't know who they dealt with. There's people around there right now that's probably dealt with the Wells. They have never talked to the news, TBI, Hawkins County Sheriff's Department, or YouTuber. Stay woke, because certain type of people will not talk. As he likes to mention this snitch rule, I was raised not to snitch. Well, one could say, if that's true, boy H, then you weren't supposed to talk to Chris Madonna, bingo card. And you aren't supposed to be talking on this father's podcast, YouTube channel. You see, there's different determinations and ideologies about snitching. the young people who I have seen in life, when they describe snitching, it means you don't talk, period. You don't admit that you were with them. You don't talk about what you drank, smoked. You don't tell anything. That is the definition of snitching, of not snitching. Now, some will dry snitch. And perhaps that's what you did with Chris Madonna and here. But you're really talking a lot for somebody who's supposed to be going by the code of the street, which is we don't say nothing about nothing. You only talk to authorities. So we don't really know what you told them. And I've told you all this in my live streams pertaining to this case. When the truth is finally revealed, if you get at least 20% of it, you're probably going to hear a whole lot of stuff you ain't never heard before. And you're going to hear different versions that you ain't heard to Chris Madonna, YouTube broadcasts, and what you're hearing right now. Because what did I say in one of my last live streams? I said, there's no telling how many versions are actually out there floating around people. And we know this is true because Candace told one version to WJHL and then another version to Chris Madonna. Then Boy H gave another version to Chris Madonna. And now he's telling something different too on his father's YouTube channel. This ain't good. This is why I talk about why it's good to keep your mouth closed. Because you start to forget what you said before. And this is where people will deem you a liar, Mr. Hunter, Candace Bly, Donald Wells. Because the version is supposed to stay the same all the time. And the truth never needs explanation. And the truth never changes.
So, like you said, she didn't go under. She didn't go under.
You know how kids try to swim underwater when they're younger? They go under for like a quick second and come back up type shit.
Yeah. So she was under for a little. Yeah. So she was trying to stay under a bit longer. There's nothing wrong with that. So she didn't drown, no dry drowning, none of it.
No, there was nothing like that. Playboy, who's Playboy?
I think they got you mixed up a bit.
I don't know people that know Playboy.
I do. I know one, but he ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
If she talking about some Vice Lord, dude, I don't hang with him.
Well, who you with then? I'm curious.
So they ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Now,
everything is just been blown out because I won't go online with other people. I don't do this stuff.
Hell no, you're crazy.
I be trying to take care of my baby.
So you're not a gangbanger, sir. So where did they get that from? Well, I'm going to tell you where they got that from. People saw you in TikTok videos or social media throwing up gang signs, so they assume you're a gang member. But what did I tell you all about that? A lot of young people throw up gang signs, but they are not an actual gang member. See, if you don't know the street, you've never been in the street, you've never hustled, sold drugs, used drugs, bamboozled people, hoodwinked people, double juggle, you have no idea what you're looking at on social media. I tell you all this all the time. Stop repeating stuff. Now you have the boy telling you he ain't with nothing. Just like he's trying to tell you. Because what went on in 2021 maybe ain't going on right now. Maybe he's not an actual gang member. Because in this state, you can be arrested by affiliation if you did not know. It's called the RICO Act. Stay woke. Yes, Shay, you're going to be confused. Isn't that the point? Pushing the narrative as I see fit. And I'm not saying he's doing this, but that is what is obviously have been going on pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. So this is why I always tell you, if you want to know something, ask somebody who's affluent in that arena. You want to know about gang banging? Go ask a gang banger. But don't assume stuff from pictures and photographs, because a lot of the stuff you see on social media is fluff. Anybody can throw up a gang sign. That don't really mean I'm initiated. Because he should know the ramifications for throwing up a gang sign and not really being in that gang. All he has to do is be approached on the street, and then he's got to set it up to show he's affiliated. Now, what is he going to do if he was throwing up gang signs such as a vice lord, and then a vice lord finds out and approaches Boy H? Come on with the queen, ain't ready. And then he says, oh, I was just joking. I was just playing. Well, that's the disrespect. So I'm going to say this to anybody young watching this live stream, or if you have young children, make sure you tell your children, please don't ever throw up gang signs and you are not a gang member. It's what you don't want to do. Not a good look anyway, but beside the point, I don't advise doing it. Just because it may have ramifications. Thank you all so much for listening.
Is that are on the way twins?
Yes, everything that pertains to Hunter has been blown way the fuck out of proportion.
What was she like? She was like the best younger sister you ever had.
I agree, man. I mean, I don't know the kid like that, but listen, it is what it is. And hello, peekaboos, get your shit running right now with the bullshit. And just so everybody knows, if you don't catch this now, it's going to members only.
Girlfriend in the background
Step on the street.
who looks pregnant. She looks African American and Caucasian. Look like she's biracial. Girl in the background with a sweatshirt on. Belly looks full. So I guess he'll be having biracial children, Mr. Hunter. Just throwing that out there. It's no big deal. Very interesting information. You're entitled to believe what you want about this information. I'm just playing it for you, and we're dissecting everything that's been said. I'm not here to put my stamp on anything said during this live stream. I'm just dissecting it and comparing it to commentary from Grandis, Don Wells, Candace Bly, to Chris Madonna, and information relayed on live streams per YouTube.
This summer,
Tell her to get out of the street.
All right, I get about the street. But she has a history of like going in the backyard and walking in the woods with her brothers, but that's it.
So she having twins, kid?
Yeah, she's having twins.
God, boy.
Oh, now you want to talk about something
we're
else,
gonna
Daddy?
do it in 2 weeks.
Ooh, the father's a trip. God.
Damn, homie.
He said Summer will walk back in the woods with the brothers. So how far would she walk? And some of you are going to question, well, how does he know what went on at 110 if he hasn't talked to them in 8 or 9 months? Well, I'm assuming he would recollect from when he was last on the hill hanging with these people. So that's why he said the meds would be put up. But truthfully, he can't really say what's left out, put up. That's just his assertion from when he was last with them. Now he's telling you that the girlfriend is with children. We would say with child, but allegedly she's carrying 2 babies. So he will be a father soon, Mr. Hunter. Congratulations to both of you. Prayers that they have a safe journey in fatherhood, motherhood. This is why I'm saying this is serious business, because now you're talking about innocent children coming into a world and the parents may not be readily ready financially, mentally to rear children. Where are they going to stay? Because if they're in that same place right there where he's filming and there's an eviction on the head, or has it been rectified now? See, this ain't good. So, Miss Young Lady, I hope that you are going to your local housing development or housing agency to apply for housing, to get yourself perhaps a housing voucher so you can have a safe place for you and your children if indeed you're not filming this audio, whatever, from a house with your name on the lease. Lord have mercy. God give me strength. I got to get some coffee. Gonna let this just play on.
So you're gonna have one. So you're gonna have one more. So you're gonna get him on one kid. So that way you got both. That way you got both, right?
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. Is he? Oh. Hey, Hunter, say,
But
God, feel free now.
for
Feel fucking free.
but he's in the chat.
Free body. Oh, nice. Man.
Oh yeah, he's streaming like a bitch he is.
Hold on, let's double check that. Let's not just go on Ask Some Faces. Oh, he's
Yeah, let's see.
freezing.
Oh,
Where?
the little
I don't
bitch is
see.
probably grew some balls. Let me see. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out. What's it called? Benny Keys?
Yeah, but I don't know what one he on. What one's he on?
Yeah, what one is this bitch, little bitch ass on?
Go ahead, bud, I'll strike it. Left, right, and dirty.
This is not my content
Straight.
because they're talking, and all I need,
Wide open, buddy.
I don't need any strikes,
Wide open.
Buddy?
warnings from YouTube. These people
Fucking
talking
calling
about
up hospitals in Tennessee.
somebody else.
What's wrong with you?
Ooh, Lord. Enough of
Oh,
that.
is he missing with my mother?
'Cause I gotta be careful. I cannot have any
So he's where he stay at?
threatening information on this channel.
Oh, he's in Tennessee in his mama's house.
Thank you
So
for
he's somewhere in Tennessee.
No, he's in Texas.
Oh, he in Texas like a little bit. Man, fuck that stupid ass nigga, man. I'm from Texas. I'm some gangster.
Oh, all right. I never
Like
spoke.
you said, you're
Nah, he ain't on his own
he's a
shit.
41.
Hold on, Hunter.
He's a 40-year-old. You're a 40-year-old man trying to talk shit on a 17-year-old. That's how you know he's dumb.
Hold on, I got
it.
it.
Jump off the pool.
I got his big ass.
I have a question.
What?
Whose lunchable is on the fridge?
Marquise.
Oh, he talking shit on that man.
Man, you don't even know the farthest state from me, bro. I promise you.
Oh, he's streaming right now. Not thinking I'm gonna strike his bitch ass.
Yeah,
Huh?
he on stream.
He over there right now streaming us, kid.
Where at? Benny Keys?
Nah, I got you, kid.
Go ahead. Drop that up in the little message.
I'll drop that right now in private. What?
Jenny, I agree with you about the gang stuff and the old heads. So he's not claiming any gang affiliation in this interview. Let's make that clear. As far as that other thing in Texas, I would just prefer to even have all that edited out of this content because I'm not really trying to focus on anything about what he has to say because to me he's a non-relevant factor as well pertaining to this disappearance of this baby girl. But nonetheless, this is what's being mentioned during this content played. I'd like to hurry up and try to get through with all of this nonsense.
Oh fuck! Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Something happened to my device, man. Like my audio's not working.
Oh Lord, God help me, Jesus.
That's the way he jumped off the porch. That's all I gotta say.
There you go. There he is.
Lord Hazel. Well, let's pray she survives whatever's going on, and she can try to rear her son. But he's about to be a man. So what much can you say to him now? He's almost 18 years of age.
Fuck that, man.
Will he listen to anything productive? I don't know.
You over there talking shit on you right now. They all are. Don't worry, Benny. I'm gonna strike your bitch ass, homie. And I'm gonna strike your fucking dyke girlfriend too. Go suck on her fucking dick some more, homie.
Oh Lord, I can't have all that. Lord have mercy. I've muted some of this because I can't have all this. So all this is too much. Hold on.
Oh,
Yeah.
now they want to know if you think he was kidnapped.
No, I don't think. I don't think so.
Kidnapped. No.
He doesn't think the child was kidnapped.
Listen, I can't let him do nothing. His mind's set. It's on. His mind's up. When his mind's made up, his mind is made up. There's nothing I can do about it. I mean, I already talked.
Exactly, Janine.
Before I even came up on this live, I was arguing with this man.
Yes. Once again, this is someone else's content. I'm only playing it because of fair rights and usage, but there's a risk in playing this because, once you get to talking about other people and name calling, you're not supposed to be doing all that type of, a derogatory talk about people on YouTube because you can't strike to your network. But so this is not my content. If later I have to refute this with YouTube. Great point by Janine. Imagine all that going on in front of newborns. Exactly, because guess what? The babies can hear all this content. Babies can hear you while they're in the womb. That's why they tell you to read to your children when you're carrying them. Read to them when they're born. Read to them until they go to school. Read to them while they're in school, because knowledge is key. And children are very receptive to information, visually and also hearing and seeing. It's common sense. So even in the womb, the babies can hear everything that's going on. They react to stress. This is why we pick up habits from our parents early on. What they ate while being carried. What did you eat while carrying the kids? Who were you talking to? Did you drink, smoke? Were you upset, stressed, cursing? They suck all that in. And then naturally it's going to affect them once they're born. What they're listening to while in their crib, while they're sleeping. Parents happy, not happy, hollering, screaming, all of that. Grow up being argumentative because you're around chaotic people. See, people don't think about those things. The things your children hear and see. The company you keep, what they're hearing from them. And children mimic what they see. That's common sense. And people don't even think about that. You sitting in front of your child, smoking a cigarette and doing all that. You don't think that affects your child? And who wants to smell a smelly baby or children smelling like cigarette smoke? That to me is just, I'm not a smoker. Never have been. And I don't like the way cigarette smoke smell. So then I think about a child smelling like cigarette smoke, baby smelling like smoke. Do you really want your baby to smell like cigarette smoke? You want your baby to be in a room where you're puffing and chiefing all day? Come on now, you gotta think about those things. Very interesting.
About not even doing this.
All right, you bitch. You bitch.
Go ahead. Say what you gotta say, woman. Get it out of your way, because I don't want to be dealing.
I'm muting this because I can't have all this cussing stuff. So I'll be the only one cussing on the network. So whatever he's saying negative about the other person. And the father should have known this anyway, as far as when you use derogatory language about people in a live stream, you can get a warning or a strike. He probably don't care anyway, so it doesn't matter. One second, everybody.
To go to prison with my, I'm not the one that set up the whole mad frame to get killed. Because I.
See all that venting? Feel free to go over there to Andy's, whoever this man is, his channel with all that nonsense. Because I don't need the aggravation. Even if they go outside to smoke, they pack that smell back in the house. Yes, exactly. Very true. Yes, I think H is a good person in a bad environment. Exactly. He's a child. He's going to make mistakes. That happens. He's just a kid. Everybody's been a kid and done something they didn't have any business doing, saying it's just a part of life. You got grown folks still ain't acting right. So, I mean, go figure. I think they're taking a break right now.
But yeah, he's currently doing something at the minute, so fuck is on my screen. Dirt. I don't know yet. You gotta wait for him to come back.
Oh, Janine, don't say that. I hope not.
This motherfucker got some big balls, bro.
I don't know.
Talking shit on your brother.
Man, this remote just won't act right. I don't know this young lady who that is pregnant, so I can't say what type of mother she is. All you can do is pray for her that she will do right by her children, that he'll do right by the children. They'll get somewhere safe to live, and everybody gets a job and work and attempt to raise the children properly. That's all you can do. It's just pray. That's all you can do. Let me see what else. Okay, so he's talking about his sister. I'm not getting ready to play all that. Because I think the sister's in the background. And he's talking basically, I guess he don't want anybody talking bad about his sister. They think that the baby is okay because it has 10 fingers and toes and it's cute. Their brain is damaged. Yeah. Candace had another phone, but she never turned it back in, Queen. Okay. Well, maybe they went back and asked her about the phone. I don't know. H is a young man and needs to be pointed in the right direction. Yes, I pray that he can get on the right footing.
I love to be heard.
Yeah, heard. He always still over there talking that bullshit.
Yeah.
What?
Donner was in
Go ahead, you can tell him.
Hey, Hunter.
Yes.
It's just.
So, Dad's been like going on about Benny for like a while, and Dad came in and he's like, "What do you think about Benny?" I'm like, I said, "He should have been flushed out at birth."
If he gonna come this way and he gonna come fishing, then he gonna find himself either knocked out. So I ain't speak too much time to
Tired of this. I cannot get this
Go
thing
away.
to mute. Tired of them talking about BK. This is what's so funny. He wants him to talk about Summer Wells, but you don't mind keep going back and forth talking about BK. And then the son chimes in, H, about, what he'll do and not do. It's not even good for him to even be focusing on BK because BK is irrelevant. He's nobody in this storyline pertaining to the child. This is exactly what I've talked about from the beginning when I started talking about this case and started seeing and hearing the parents, get on live streams. And then he jumped in this storyline from Texas. None of this has anything to do with the little girl. That's the point of the story. All these people just jumping in, wanting to be seen and heard, they have nothing to do with the story. Because once again, you got to have a receipt of any knowledge of a child. These people were far away, far removed. BK and other people that want to be seen. That's the whole point of why I don't like talking about these other people, because to me, they're irrelevant. They're just stuff to add for entertainment. And in the end, it's not funny because you're talking about a missing kid and 3 boys in the state's care. Then these people are now the talk of the town, this boy, his sister, blah, 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 what they did, didn't do. What do they have to do with the story? That's my thing. The rest is just fluff, and it's disrespectful, really, to a kid. No, not really. It's disrespectful to Summer and her brothers because they're not the storyline. Boy H's father is not the storyline. BK is not the storyline. Those other people that was on 110 Ben Hill Circle Way, you don't have no proof they're in the circle, in the storyline. I don't care what they were doing back there in the Holland, what they're still doing. Bring a receipt. You have to have a receipt. Story. Oh, I think they took the kid. Oh, I think they're hiding something. Well, come on now. Everybody's in the story. Everybody could have done something to the little girl. It sounds, if that's the case, then you might as well just say that everybody that know them was in their cult. And they all stood around chanting in a circle with a pentagram, and they're holding a secret to where she is. Come on now, get serious. Well, that's what I'm trying to get to. If they quit talking about that other person.
Oh, shit, here we go. Your lawyer's all over, bro. She over here, she probably bitching because she sees this live, bro.
That's my point. Because he shouldn't be on this live. And you should know better, sir. This is
I
bad.
don't really remember what
This is bad.
he had on that day. Still. Why, he'll be bald one day, too.
Hello, Miss Moon.
Good thing I got grandma's hair.
Fuck. Yeah, so does your fucking brother.
Dixon, you're
Listen.
dang right on that.
Yeah, mute. Nah, I ain't got mute. Fuck all that. You listen, he's saying what he can legally say. Outside, it is what it is.
Yeah, but all your cussing and adding extra does not help. Hunter was better off just going on his own and talking by himself and allow questions to be asked. But he probably doesn't care about any of this stuff anymore and don't care about, just don't care about any of it. Well, see, we don't really know what's accurate or not, Jenny. That's the whole point of this story. I don't know what he remembers and don't remember. I have no idea. I'm trying to mute some of this, keep some of this muted because it's a lot of cussing and it's really about nothing.
All right. Was Don home when he called Candace?
I mean, it's pretty obvious if he threw someone off the property.
All right, so he wasn't at work that day?
No, he did go to work.
Okay. No, you're not blind.
So he's saying he did go to work,
Go ahead.
but that's Candace's version. So how do you know the truth?
But no, go ahead.
Unless
So
you,
he was at work, but then he was home?
Okay.
see, he's too distracted, boy H, to be talking about this. He needed to be in a room by himself talking about this day.
No, you don't think she got kidnapped and wandering off property? I think they would have found her. But outside of that, homeboy, so you said he was at work, but he was also home at the time who got kicked off property that day?
Yeah, he was at the house. But that was like before they would drop me off. So that's like later in the day.
So that was it.
So this is confusing. So when was Don at the house? But see, this is the thing, boy H. You can't really say if he was at the house. You would have to have been at the house to see Don there. And obviously you weren't there because you're repeating what Candace told you why Don called her. So how do you know that he was there? So he was there what? Or when the little girl got dropped off. So then he would have been there. What would have been the purpose of going to work then? You say 3:30, you got to count how long it takes to get from Kingsport to Rogersville. Stay woke. There'll be no purpose in going to work. I'm confused. This is why I don't like all this he said, she said stuff.
So that was after.
Let's go back again. Jesus Christ, it's getting ignorant.
But outside of that, homeboy, so you said he was at work, but he was also home at the time who got kicked off property that day?
Yeah, he was at the house. But that was like before they would drop me off. So that's like later in the day.
So that was after you got dropped off?
No, that's why I was getting dropped off.
Oh, all right. So he was home about that time.
So Don allegedly now was at the house while boy H was getting dropped off. So now you got to ask, what time did he actually get dropped off? See, none of this was mentioned to Chris Madonna, to my recollection. And frankly, I'm not going to keep doing this either, going back and forth listening to Chris Madonna interviews. I'm going to be truthful. I don't like sitting through winded videos. I don't like doing these long lives on my own channel. That's why sometimes I put, several topics in the live to cut down me having to do different lives, but they get winded trying to bring you the information. Because I don't like just playing audio. I like to read things because the articles have more information than video clips. So now, Don was at home. But boy, H, you don't know that because you weren't there. So this still goes back to caption. Stay woke. Let's go back. Let's go back one more time.
Okay. What's that got to do with
You don't think she got kidnapped and wandering off property? I think they would have found her. But
Oh Lord, help me, Jesus.
outside of that, boy, so you said he was at work, but he was also home at the time dude got kicked off property that day?
Yeah, he was at the house. But that was like before they would drop me off. So that's like later in the day.
So that was after you got dropped off?
No, that's why I was getting dropped off.
Oh, all right. So he was home about that time. Well, fuck me.
So maybe
All
this
I
is
gotta say is just
this a conspiracy.
leave my sister alone. My older sister, she's not doing it. I can't even.
Not going to talk about the sister. You can listen to that on your own. Because I don't want to play anything that's of a certain type of nature. Because I don't need any problems with YouTube. Because I've had just about enough of dealing with them anyway. All this is nonsense. What you can say and can't say up here.
That dollar, hold on. Shit be nuts. Did she eat that day? That you know of?
Yeah.
When you were with her?
No,
How long did they stay inside of Priceless to go food shopping?
like an hour and 30 minutes.
He says, yes, she
Oh,
ate.
right. Everybody
Priceless.
said in loves and hugs, buddy.
Thank you.
Let's go back to what he said about the 2 hours. Hold on, we'll go back a little bit.
My older sister, she's not doing it. I can't even know answer. I don't really do time. You could ask me what the time is, but I don't like pay attention. I don't do all that. All boys, I'm guessing. I mean, I don't think they would just take one kid and not the other.
Right, that's how I feel. Thank you. Thank you. Exactly.
I didn't catch that dollar. Hold on.
Why take the one girl who's been gone all day?
Did she eat that day? That you know of?
Yeah.
When you were with her?
No,
How long did they stay inside of Priceless to go food shopping?
like an hour and 30 minutes.
Hour and 30 minutes.
Oh, all right. Everybody.
So he says, yeah, they ate, but he doesn't say right now what they ate, who ate what. So everybody been wondering about that for 2.5 years. She never fed her. She never fed her. She only goes to get a slushie. Well, just like I was thinking to myself earlier today, you can only judge a story according to how you would do things. There are people who go from place to place buying stuff. You can go to McDonald's to buy a hamburger and then go to Burger King to get the fries, especially when you're dealing with children. You might buy McDonald's, but then the child says, well, I want Taco Bell. So is that the kind of life they had? Everybody wanted something different when it's time to eat and drink. So we go to Sonic's for the slushies, but they went to Burger King for the food. Is that where this is going? Oh, God. I just chew my paw off.
Said in loves and hugs, buddy.
Thank you. No.
So apparently, in case you want to know, apparently you and I are running
Exactly.
the Summer Wells campaign.
Anna has a very good point. Sorry I have to keep interjecting. Yeah, Candace told Chris Madonna it was a quick minute or two few minutes. So now what was few minutes is 1 hour and 30 minutes by his account. But then you also have to remember, is this the truth from Mr. H? Because this is the same person who can't keep up with time. So how would you know that she was in there for an hour? Did it just feel like an hour? Maybe it was just 30 minutes. Maybe it was 20 minutes. Maybe it was 40 minutes. But to him, it felt like an hour and 30 minutes. Because it's the same person who is still saying right now, I don't keep up with time. But somebody in the chat is saying, well, how long was she in Priceless? He now says an hour and 30 minutes. So which is it? So it's putting my stamp on nothing. Only thing I'm going to put my stamp on as of today, that they went to some places. But until I get CCTV footage shown to me of her automobile, her getting out and getting in, going in these places, that's when I'll say, okay, that's the places she went. Because I don't know what to think with this commentary from Boy H. If this is all going to now just stir up more controversy about June 15th.
Me and you.
What? We just got that.
No, there's only one person allowed up here right now, and that's him. Sorry. Outside of that, it ain't happening. Do you think she was SA?
What does that mean?
He doesn't even know what essay means.
Assaulted.
No, hell no.
Hell no. I didn't know what essay was either. I was just used to
because
sexual
it come
assault,
out
but anyway.
that Donnie Wells did that to his own sister, so that's why people are asking. But what do you honestly think happened to her now? You had time to.
Yes, good question. What do you think now? Again.
No, take your time with that lawyer, bro.
So he's texting the lawyer too while doing this live stream. It's bad business.
They want to know what your honest opinion is on what you think happened.
I think that she wanted off. And like he said, some dude was walking on this property that he's never seen. So
Never
she got
seen.
to him or something.
All right.
That's what I think. Ever met Robin?
Let's go here. $1 million question. First, the boys were at work with Don. Now he's saying that Don was at the house and ran the perpetrator off, never seen him before. So this is all contradictory now, Boy H. Because people ask that question. How can a person run somebody off if they were never there? I thought when we watched this commentary, oh God, I'm about to get sick to my stomach because I'm getting pissed off watching this shit. I thought maybe the boys called and said, hey, there's a guy up here. Which would mean the boys were outside. Stay woke. So why would somebody be wandering around your property and see your automobile there? Think about that for just a second. This is why I would tell you to pay attention to what people say. This is how you determine what's the truth or not. Because you really don't know what's the truth as far as all this he said, she said stuff. Somebody come on the property and see my car there. Oh, the parents at home. I can't do nothing with these boys or girls or whoever. And you got to remember, going up that driveway from the street, you can't see nothing up the driveway to even know what the hell's up there unless you go up there. So did somebody have access to the property from another property? Number one. Is this actually truthful information that somebody was up there messing with the children, which means the children would have to been outside and not inside. So that's dangerous to have children running around on a desolate property unattended. So was Mr. Wells there or not? Hunter will never know. He could say this now, but he has no proof that Donald Wells was up there, that somebody was walking around, somebody was in the house, outside of the house. If the boys were inside of the house, you see, this goes back to everything I've ever mentioned on my channel. You just going around in a circle about coulda, woulda, shoulda. You are never going to get the truth about fucking June 15th. I don't even know why I keep saying it anymore. Get to the truth. Get to the truth. Because now we're going around the duck pond on something else. This is not. Because in the end, Boy H has no proof of anything that was going on while he was with Candace or when he got dropped off. Because this is all Candace's version to him. So that means nothing to me. And I'm going to say that. Maybe he don't want the woman to be involved in hurting her child. Maybe he don't want to think about Don having something to do with the child. Does he feel threatened and he's saying all this stuff? I don't know. I don't know.
Bro,
I'm a liar in your opinion. Well, I gotta say that your opinion don't matter to me. I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, they came out with dude.
people want to know if you remember what she ate that day.
We went to Sonic, so she had food.
She had Sonics
And Burger King.
Yeah, but
and Burger King. Now, there it is.
She always got fried.
Say it again, because he's getting ready to tell you just probably what I done said. You get food over here, I get a slushie here, and I get a burger over here. I get a slushie here, and I get fries over here. So now he's mentioned Sonics, that they did eat at Sonics. But that's the point. You've got 4 different people in the car. Naturally, 4 different people might want 4 different things. Just because you want Burger King don't mean I want Sonics. I'm eating Sonics don't mean you want what I'm eating. You might want Taco Bell. You might want Chick-fil-A. Because we've seen people do this. Well, I don't like Taco Bell. I don't like Chick-fil-A. Okay, well, where you want to go eat? So we go somewhere else. That's what I'm saying. You don't really know what. It's the damn truth. Oh my God, I wish somebody tell the truth about this little girl so I could stop talking about Summer Wells. It's so daunting. The conspiracies, the versions, I'm over it. I'm serious. If you all really knew what it takes for me to go live, you would say to me, to my face, I don't know why you do it. It takes everything out of me to do this. I am drained from live streams. I don't even care to do it. Because you know what I tell myself? Look at all the things you could be doing besides talking about dead people, missing people. I'd rather go out to the street, pan my camera on a story, and go from there. Sitting up here dissecting videos, court TV videos, this right here, I don't care to do this. This is why I had said over a year or 2 ago why I wanted my channel to go in a different direction. I wanted it to be like what I used to talk about, hypothetical situations, different things going on in the world, because this is too much to dissect with true crime. It's too much he said, she said. You got to go back and listen to what the fuck they said over here at WJHL. Then you got to go back and listen to what the fuck they said to News Nation. Then you got to go back to watch a Chris Madonna interview. Then you got to re-listen and keep rewinding. I don't like doing none of that. I am 52. I will be 53 at the end of the month. And I don't like doing this. I'm just going to keep it real. All this rewinding and stuff, this ain't Queen. This is not me. And I don't get the just due for the content that I bring, and I'm just going to keep it real. Because I listen to a lot of people's podcasts just out of curiosity, and they play it safe on most of those channels just because YouTube don't like you saying certain stuff. So then you got to ask yourself, well, are they really? What's the point? It's like you're reading a script. I'm not trying to be funny, but I have to throw this out here. A lot of stuff that's about true crime is just scripted reading. It's not really no emotion. I give you emotion. And then YouTube gets mad, or somebody gets mad at the content, then they want to go flag your video. Oh, you did this, you said this, it was threatening, it's bullying, it's this. Well, damn. And you got people right now, they make hundreds of thousands of dollars off these videos, but the shit sounds scripted. It's just as scripted as what you're listening to right here, damn near. I'm just saying. I'm venting right now because this is a vicious circle, this case.
And ever met Robin?
Really?
Oh, I'm a liar in your opinion. Well, I gotta say, that your opinion don't matter to me. I don't give a fuck what you say.
So now he's been called a liar.
Uh,
Knew that was gonna happen.
People want to know if you remember what she was eating, what she ate that day.
We went to Sonic, so she had food. From Burger King.
Yeah, but dear.
She always got fries from Burger King.
See, that's what I just said. Fries from Burger King. Exactly. What did I tell
Who
you?
is this dude? Hold on.
Oh,
People do not eat everything at that restaurant. And what did I tell you about dealing with children? Children like certain things. So, yes, you are now stunned that he has mentioned Burger King. This is going to be the hottest thing on YouTube. Why didn't he say that before? Because what did he tell you? I don't keep up with time and I don't keep up with everything. And Candace even said to Chris Madonna, because remember, there's always a little bit of truth to the he said and she said. He got the places right, but the order wrong. Well, y'all both didn't mention Burger King. So here, there you have it. So the baby liked fries from Burger King, and I'm assuming they ate hot dog, chicken, or whatever, hamburger from Sonic's. So now you all gonna feel funky now that you accused the woman of starving her child a whole day. Stay woke. So is he telling the truth about the child eating? Because everybody's smoking, drinking twisted tea, crooked tea. Somebody ought to have been hungry. I'm just saying. And as Mr. Don D said, that Burger King he's assuming is right across the street from the Priceless. And he also mentioned something about a liquor store over there. Did she ever frequent that store? Because somebody must have said something about going to the store often. I don't know. I find that interesting too. Why is that just not being mentioned about a liquor store or going to it? So this is why I tell you, you don't know what to believe. He said, she said about anything pertaining to this case. So did she go to the Burger King across from the Priceless in Kingsport? And why haven't we heard from anybody that saw her that day at Priceless, the pharmacy, Burger King, Sonic, Happy Hippie, vape store, smoke shop, whatever? Yeah, she came in here. Woo, woo, woo. You ain't never went to the news. Don't you find that strange? You know why it's strange? It's because Candace ain't told nobody at the news all those places she went. She sets the story at 110, not Kingsport. Always remember that with this story. Candace puts the story at 110 Ben Hill Circle Way. Don't mind me. I'm just ad-libbing right there. So therefore, the news ain't got nobody to come in and say, well, I saw her at Burger King, I saw her at Sonic, I saw her at the hippie store, I saw her over here, because she don't put the story there, which is strange to me. Why not? Why hasn't anybody went to the news to say, I saw this lady with those people or some people? Yeah, she dropped off the medicine. Yeah, she went over here, but naturally the pharmacy wouldn't want to get involved for, medical reasons, HIPAA complaints and all that. You can't do that. Can't talk about meds and shit. So all them other places, they could talk. Yeah. Eyewitness News, that lady came in here. She was in here for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. She bought some milk. She bought this. She bought some candy. She did this. Nobody that went to the news and say they saw Candace even in their stores. Why not? Y'all talk about every damn thing else in small towns. Y'all worry about when we buy a car, when the car gone, if it got stolen, if it got repoed, if you're behind on the rent. But nobody went to the news and say, I saw Candace in this store today. Oh, I saw her over here at Chick-fil-A. Yeah, she ordered 2 chicken sandwiches and 2 orders of fries. Yeah, okay. Just always remember that.
So electric fever roll. He said.
Don't, because you got booted.
All right, well, it's stupid.
Boy, I'll catch you. Watch. That's the power of fucking Restream, I guess.
Yeah,
well, what are the facts, Jenny?
No, I did.
What are the facts in this story?
Nah, he's
Seriously.
his mother.
What are the facts in this case?
All right, hold on.
Who's fat man?
Now you got to wonder, hell,
Your uncle.
even know she existed.
No.
It's very sad.
Yeah, your uncle.
So, okay.
You forget, man. You got
I must say, Hunter has really grown since that Chris Madonna interview. He's smaller.
She told us to take it to court.
He's trimmer.
All right. So what's up, Erica?
She wasn't so expensive everywhere. Don't ship and go down there.
Lord have mercy.
You heard him.
He said what?
He said if shit wasn't so expensive, he jumped ship and moved down there.
Oh, shit ain't expensive. Down there it's cheaper than New York.
Sure is.
I don't know.
Our rent has gone up here, but it is a cheaper place to live in Tennessee.
There's some out in Johnson City that go based off your income, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then there's housing down here that don't pay like most of your rent. You just got to go like $300. They asking me.
Somebody's in the chat talking about moving here, somebody wanting to move here. I don't know who they're talking about, but yes, most places are the same all over the United States. If you live in public housing or apartments that go by your income, you pay 30% of your income to the landlord or the development for your apartment, condo, whatever it is, house. That's everywhere in the United States. You pay 30%. That's per guidelines of HUD, whether it's housing development or a private owned apartment complex. Same thing with getting a HUD voucher. You pay 30% of your income to the agency or landlord, and or some places, if you have no income, they'll have you pay, used to be zero rent, but now most places will charge you at least $25 a month to live in like a apartment building, skybox, and they provide your water and your electricity. Thank you for joining me. For those who are curious.
Yeah, they asked you how you knew about a dry drowning. I mean, listen, I'm pretty sure in warmer states they teach you about that shit.
I mean, yeah, I know what it is. I know what it is, but I just don't think it happened.
Yeah. I can honestly say your Chris McDonough interview was more scripted, I should say.
Yeah, it was more just like they asked stupid questions. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but I'm saying, I can honestly say by the looks of that video, bro, Graham Bunn there was trying to fucking control the whole situation.
When nobody was home, who saw the guy walking? I don't know. The dude said he was home.
That's what you just said. No, that's what you just said, though. You said that Donnie was home.
No, I'm saying he said who saw the dude walking around when nobody was home. If nobody was home, how did you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm saying you said that Donnie got a hold of the kid. He was walking around, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not lying about something like that. But why he say nobody was home?
See, everybody's got comments on what H and Candace has told us. Should read somebody's comment in the chat. I don't know what I'm I'm all over the place. Grandis, that's what I'm trying to get back to. The father here says that Grandis was trying to control the situation. How was she trying to control the situation? She's been the least person to speak on this case, from my understanding, Father. So what are you alluding to? I'm confused. The only person that's been on social media are the Wells. So what did you see Grandis doing that would make you think she tried to control this situation? Control it where? When she did the interview 2 years ago? That interview doesn't mean anything to none of us because it's vague as well. So I don't know what the hell this man's talking about. I don't know what he's speaking of.
Because Donnie was trying to say he was at work that whole time.
I don't think he was.
Now he says, I don't think he was. Why?
How did he call fucking Candace to tell her some dude was scoping up the property?
Very good.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Oh my goodness. Hot damn. Shut your mouth. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's getting ready to rain cats and dogs. Thank you. Mr. Andrew, bingo card. How could Don have called from the property if this is the same property that has Wi-Fi or let's say cell service issues? Hot damn. How did we miss that? Lord. That's why I guess there's some truth to people talking and giving versions. That'll be the Queen's next live stream. I'm never going to get my other content out. Oh my God. I can't keep up with this. Damn. That's a good one. Hot damn it. He done told it now. Oh, wow. We missed that. 2.5 years. I don't think I've ever heard anybody ever question that, because I have mentioned that in my live streams as of late with this Wi-Fi cell service BS. How are the people back there in Beach Creek talking to anybody if it's so spotty? Naturally, everybody's not going to have the same cell service, number one. Everybody's not going to have the same Wi-Fi because it depends on where you live, underground cables. All that determines what type of service and who you would get it through. It's going to either be what? AT&T, Xfinity, and sorry about that, blinked out, you guys. See, now my Wi-Fi is acting up. Okay. Donald Wells, Candace, you put this bug in this boy's ear 2.5 years ago about your husband calling or texting or whatever about a man on the property. So if now we fast forward the version on the property, Boy H thinks you were on the property, then how would Don have called Candace if there is no cell service up on the hill? Lord have mercy. Oh, wow. Boy. Y'all down in that chat talking about everything else.
For a few minutes, no. It's so right, Andrew. I don't think this is a good idea.
Listen, it was not my idea. I faulted this man not to do this. This was out.
So the father said it wasn't a good idea. No, it wasn't a good idea. It's only a good idea now because now it puts Don at the house. But you got to have proof. That's the point.
What he can. So, no, listen. Well,
yeah.
Did you guys go to Burger King that day?
Yeah, she got some food from Burger King. She always gets food. She gets fries. She loves fries. The boys was allegedly clean.
I guess, I don't know. You don't know, he wasn't in there. He wasn't at the crib. How are you supposed to know what the boys are doing?
Right, exactly. Well, that means he wouldn't know that Don was there either. Same thing.
Some of this shit's just repetitive BS. First time I hear about Betty, fuckhead. He ain't nothing. But a drama.
Never heard. Candace has never mentioned it. Well, then go. All I can say is just call the TV out. Figure out which one want to figure out. I ain't got shit to do with it. End of story.
That's it. Because Benny Keys has got the hots for your sister, man.
Oh, Lord.
Until court, I don't got no court. What are you talking about?
So apparently, by you talking about this right now, apparently your mom being in the hospital was all bullshit. Right. Oh no, buddy! I told you this backlash is gonna be hell, and you don't want to listen to me. Now we both get stuck with this.
Hey, I think
First off, if y'all need proof, just go check that live from yesterday. I don't care what nobody. All right, so look, we gonna lay off for the questions for a while since y'all want to sit here and say that all this
No,
is lies.
it ain't my people. It's Benny Ski's fault.
Benny Ski's ball.
Mute that. I don't want to hear nothing about him. Enough of that drama. This live stream is about over. He's probably tired of answering questions now, boy H. It's all just nonsense. One second.
Thing, a little, not a lot.
Since, you don't date white girls, who kidnapped that white girl walking behind you?
That's my sister.
You know y'all was gonna bust your ass.
Oh, I already know.
I don't think Hunter would know the answer to that question. Do you know if CPS was involved before the day she went missing?
Oh, I don't think so.
All right,
there
no,
you go.
no
And that's
CPS.
the reason why I've had CPS involved for 8 years ago.
We already know that.
Never go to
He stayed in school and out of trouble.
That's it.
No CPS with Candace, he says, but he wouldn't know that.
No, I ain't a new one.
He ain't talked to me.
It's Hunter finally speaking. This is what you all wanted. It's what y'all been bugging out for how long? Almost fucking 2.5 years. This is what y'all been bugging for. And now a lot of people are all pissed off because they don't like his answers.
Well, that's what happens.
Now I fucking tell you.
Oh, lordy, lordy,
There
lordy.
you
I
go.
like Sharon's question there.
What?
I
Yeah.
like Sharon's question.
What was it?
It said, Hunter, how are you coping with all of this? Yes, if he's okay. No?
Yeah, are you you're all right?
Yeah. I'm just trying to be strong for everybody in my family right now.
He hasn't cried yet.
No, I did in her arms, so.
So he mentioned her crying, her arms, whoever, girlfriend, I guess, I don't know. He can cry about his mother. He has every right to cry. That's his mama. Anna,
Your
now.
timeline you're looking for is year long, yeah, dumbass.
Look, we'll talk about this when we figure out this situation with Lil Baby. We'll talk about the rest of it. Right now, since he's watching us and trying to flip everything, all I gotta say is he know where I'm staying apparently, because everybody knows where my address is. People pull up, try to YouTube. I'm like, if you try to, I don't do YouTube. I've never done this stuff in my life.
Nah, you don't do anything besides come talk to me up here. Keep playing it, buddy, because guess what? Your whole channel's gonna get struck, you dumb bastard. Why don't you get off your mama's fucking shit?
Oh, mute all that. Woo, Lord. Somebody thinks Don may have paid Boy H to do this interview. I don't know about that, but what would be the point? Do they still watch these? That's what I'm curious about. Law enforcement. Do they still watch their house? Or any of these other participants? This boy here, I don't know.
Eddie and your uncle and your brother. That motherfucker just fucked himself.
See, I can't deal with all that. This got less than 10 minutes. It's too much profanity. I had enough of listening to all that.
What you talking about?
Not you.
He dropped a link. You care to go handle that since he wants to call us all out?
A link
Why
to
don't you
what?
just join us? The pussy wants everybody to join in.
I'm going to stop right here because I think that's enough. You feel free to go watch the last 9 minutes or whatever because I'm not going to listen to all that cursing and stuff because I'm playing their content and then now BK's names and the voice in the background with the profanity and I'm not getting ready to do all that. So I'm getting ready to go over this and I'm out of here. I'm already 2+ hours filming. Thank you all so much for joining me. God bless all of you. Boy H has decided to give a rendition to the father via his YouTube channel to talk to everybody. A lot of noise in the background in both the houses. It's distracting. And what I'm going to tell you is just the obvious. This is his version, just like it was his version with Chris Madonna. It has differentiated just with adding Burger King and the vapes and the Twisted Tea being in his possession. And now you've implicated her as giving you alcoholic beverages and smoking products, which is against the law in the state of Tennessee. So I do hope law enforcement, CPS, and everybody's watching and listening, because this just goes to show everybody is evenly yoked in this story, some type of weird way, obvious way. And there's been no supervision of this boy child. The mother wasn't watching him. He was getting into mischief, not going to school. He admits that. That's why CPS was involved in his household. But let's go over all that was said, and then I'm going to check out of here because this is putting me behind on my other content that I wanted to put out for today. This is overwhelming. It's just like crazy. He admits to getting a vape and a tea from Candace Blythe. Had not spoken with her in 8 or 9 months. He and his mother, I'm assuming his household, allegedly she had talked to Allie 4 months before the child went missing because she wanted her to go somewhere with her, and Allie declined, and Boy H went. So somebody's lying there. Drug usage was in the household, allegedly, of the Wells house. He said they would send the children downstairs or outside. His phone was never returned. His whereabouts, GPS, so on and so forth. Why do they still have the phone? What have they gathered on the phone? Is this the purpose of keeping his phone and possibly their other phones, because naturally they would keep theirs, is because they do believe these people are involved in the disappearance of Summer Wells, and they are going to possibly bring an arrest, and they need the phones for evidentiary material to enter into court. But naturally, you don't have to have the phone per se, because you're downloading the information through gathering of data. So I don't know. Just throwing it out there. 2:30, 3:30 timeline of when Boy H got home. What's the truth to that? Now it's 3:30. Allie is on a ventilator from what is mentioned in his commentary. Do not know the status of her health at the moment. He has no clue to where Candace Blythe, the grandmother, and the child went after they dropped him off. He heard that Don was on the property while he was being dropped off. He believes that he was on the property, but as his father has said in his commentary, how would he be on the property if he was supposed to be at work? And then Queen says, how could he be on the property to call when this is a place that has horrible phone service? Stay woke. Then we have boys were with Don that day. So which is it? They were there at the house or with Donald Wells? Was Donald Wells at the house when the child was reported missing? Let's go ahead and ask that. That will be the next live stream pertaining to Summer Wells. He says the baby was asleep in the car when he was dropped off. He had the shakes when people were wondering about his disposition, when he was allegedly distraught because he was drinking drink, which I'm assuming means alcoholic beverages. He believes the child wandered off and got snatched up. He does not drink anymore. He doesn't know anything about this case pertaining to the disappearance of Summer Wells. He does not believe that Summer Wells got into the meds of Grace because she keeps the medicine put up. He believes, yes, the little girl went under the water, but she did not appear to be suffering from any type of issues. She just did what most kids do. I also mentioned why was Grandis mad? He says because of her knee issue. Don't know what the hell that's about. Once again, if Don kicked somebody off the property, how would Boy H know this? Because you'd have to have verification to prove Don was on the property, sweetheart. You all have asked in this man's chat, did the little girl eat? He said yes, Sonics and Burger King. She prefers fries mostly. Also asked about the priceless trip, grocery store, 1 hour and 30 minutes, but that can be refuted and argued because it's the same person who cannot keep up with time. So what is the truth to how long Candace was in the grocery store? Does it even matter at this point? I don't even think it matters. He does not believe the little girl was essayed by her father. He had stated during his commentary that they loved their children. They wouldn't have sold their children. That was asked. He's never seen any abuse of them toward their children in their household. And the only CPS pertaining to himself is being a truant in the school system. And he does not know about CPS being involved pertaining to the Wells children. Dear God, pray for the Queen. Oh my goodness. What is what? Have a good night, sweetheart. Yeah, I need to rest. Jackie says, I don't know what to think anymore. Scissor says, wait, I'm trying to keep up your comments. Brooke says they're all involved. Now you all are back to Jackie Dobbs. Scissor says was just causing more confusion. Don was trying to set up Jackie Dobbs, in my opinion. Well, I don't know. I think Jackie Dobbs is innocent. Well, I don't know who's who. So this is why I don't talk about all these people who you all love to mention. Fred, Andy, whoever these people are. They don't really mean anything to me. And the reason why I feel like this is because I stick to statistics. And I'm going to say it again. 450 children murdered each year by their mother, filicide. So where are all the crackheads, dope fiends, drunks, child molesters when the mothers are killing their babies? Checkmate. Say it again, Queen. Where are all the dope fiends, crackheads, alcoholics when the mothers are strangling, suffocating, beating their kids to death? I'll wait. Bring a receipt. Because if you keep throwing out all these different people's names, did it not dawn on you that the police has investigated everybody you have mentioned? Ronnie Lawson told you that in an interview. Everything that you've thought of conspired. He said, we have already checked those scenarios. And I do believe that. I believe every person mentioned has been investigated, has been talked to, phones checked, whereabouts checked. Why not? Because once you throw somebody in the mix, the right thing to do is to go find that person, such as Boy H. How do you think Boy H was found by law enforcement? Stay woke. Because somebody had to mention his name. Ding, 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 Candace. She told where he could be found. She told he was with us. Now, whether this was a setup to bait him, he doesn't believe that he was baited. He doesn't believe he was used as an alibi. Some of us believe that he was. But I'm starting to think, once again, that he was, because now you have a difference in him really believing that Don was at the house, which he never mentioned that during the Chris McDonough interview. Now, Mr. McDonough, how do you feel now to hearing this information from Boy H? And I'm wondering if Mr. McDonough is going to reach out to Boy H to say, you never mentioned Burger King. You never mentioned you thought Don was at that house. Lord have mercy. Hot butter mess. Jackie, possibly so. Don was at the house setting the scene. Do you believe this? These will be my questions on the polls after this live stream. Thank you for joining me. So I got to take all these notes. Jesus, I can't get away from this place. This case is driving me crazy. One second, everybody. Please take the polls after this live stream. After I put this information into YouTube, I will then post some polls. I'll be back later after I take a break to bring you commentary pertaining to Gypsy Rose. That'll be the next live stream. Oh man, oh God. It's not enough hours in the day to do all the things I need to do. I can't get away from Summer Wells. It's just impossible. The vapes, drink. Oh Lord, I have 1,000 questions on here pertaining to this new information. Try to keep up with your comments. The answer is live with Don and Candace. End of it. Okay. Whole circus, Queen. Yeah. Looks that way. Jackie Dobbs ran for his life. They didn't want outsiders in the holler. They wanted to pin it on Dobbs. Dobbs spoke to TBI about how he was ran off his own property. JSB, DW, CW, Andy wanted him. Okay. I don't believe all of Hunter's new story. Ben Hill Circle. Okay. Interesting. Yes, hit that like button for the Queen. Amen. So let's ask that question. 114 people viewing. Do you believe these new allegations and commentary in this live stream of him talking to his father, going on his father's network? What is the truth to June 15th? Father involved, mother involved, drug usage, alcoholism, child drugs, child found drugs, child wandered off, child was kidnapped, child was sold, filicide by the mother. What would it be called? Patricide by the father. I don't know. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to check out of here. No matter what H has said to Dundunna and this right here on his father's channel, it is baffling that you don't have any new information pertaining to her whereabouts. That's where I have the problem. No updates from law enforcement. No CCTV footage to show where the child was seen at any point in Kingsport or anywhere else. No footage of the mother, grandmother, Boy H, Pookie, Ray Ray, Bubba, Susie Mae, Jody Mae. Do you see where I'm going with this? God, I have a headache right now. Nothing. Somebody says he knows, he's just not telling. So what is it that H knows then? Let's stop being vague in the chat. Boy H knows what exactly? Say it and be done with it. He knows what is it that he's lying about, if you believe he is lying. I'm not here to say anything. I'm lost for words, because earlier, just reading the stuff about that damn Gypsy Rose, I was speechless in that information. So guess what? I'm just as speechless now. It's bizarre how there's nothing. Exactly. That's my point. I'm losing my train of thought. Whatever happened to Summer Wells, it has been hidden well. That's where I'm going with this. That's the point I'm trying to make. No matter what you believe, before H gave this new rendition, where is the little girl? And how is it that nobody has been arrested? The child hasn't been located, alive or dead, human traffic, whatever you believe. What entities got her gone to where there is nothing available to the public of her whereabouts? Or is this a case they got a whole lot of something they're just not telling because they need a body to bring forward an indictment against said persons? And I hope for H's sake, he is not one of those people that has knowledge. Because in order for H to know who was at the property, he would have had to have gone there to say, yeah, I saw Don, he was at home. And as I told you before, I can't see that Candace would be doing all that back and forth driving. Because for people who don't live in Tennessee, it is hilly here. So they lived up on a hill, literally. You're not going to be doing all that damn driving back and forth in a holler into different city limits and jurisdictions unless you have a lot of shopping to do and you've got business to take care of. She's not business minded, so I can't see her going over here, going over there, pick him up, take him back to the holler. Something happened in the holler. Then she took him back to Rogersville. Took him back to Kingsport. Then she had to come back to dump the body or hand the body out. That's too much. No. I don't believe none of that. In my truth about Summer, in my opinion, she died. Well, he says she was alive in the car, but sleeping. Maybe sleep was dead. I don't know. I believe Candace and H planned to swim, vapes and tea, and a little nookie. Well, I don't know. Okay. What'd you say? Either Ellie has nothing or waiting. What'd you say, honey? For body, it's one or the other. Yeah, I think that's where this case is. They do have something on Candace and Don or whomever involved, and they were looking for that body back there in Beach Creek, and they did not find the body because some of you even believe that the child was moved. And I said, well, that would be very risky to dump the body and then go back to try to move it. You would be a fool because you know damn well they had them watch that house. They had them in unmarked cars waiting for them to do something suspicious, and you would be an utter fool to go back where you dump somebody to move it. For what? That's the purpose of dumping it. I'm not getting ready to go back. No way I'm getting ready to go back. Hell to the no. I ain't going back. But people do stupid stuff, desperate things, and desperate people do desperate things. That's why you can't really say what is what in this storyline, because you just don't know everything. You've got a glimpse into the lives of these people. They don't look like they had the best lifestyle. None of the people that are talking. Irresponsibility in rearing children, not being proper role models for the children, letting the children do whatever they want to do. So that's why I told you, it's no telling what was really going on up at 110 or at this Kingsport house with these children. Because you can see these people did not make good decisions in the company that they kept. People arguing over a man, allegedly, everybody in their feelings about Jose and this and that. And so you don't know what to think. So if there was a Jose, there probably was some other people involved that you ain't never seen, ain't never heard from. And you ain't going to until they decide to come forward and tell you their version. Somebody says Mr. Lawson doesn't care. Okay? You have a good night too, sweetheart. None of them seem to really even care. Hello, Cranberry. Why do you say that? Why do you say that? Why do you say they don't care? I'm curious. Very interesting. Lord, my head hurts. This chat has always been one I feel comfortable chatting in and supporting. I appreciate y'all so much. I appreciate you too, sweetie. Thank you for the super chat sticker. God bless you. Oh, Lord, it's always something. Poor Summer never had a chance. Thank God the boys are elsewhere, hopefully living normal life. Yeah, I hope so too. I hope the boys are happy. I hope they're being treated with respect. I hope they're getting along with their foster families, because what will be awful to hear is that 1, 2, or 3 are not happy. They're not together, and they're missing those heathens, and they're just not doing well. That would be devastating to hear. Ronnie Lawson, what'd you say? I think Ronnie Lawson does care and have done everything in its power to find Summer, okay? Ooh, Lordy. I'm almost 3 hours. I'm going to check out of here. We will resume this live stream at another date because I've got to get myself together for the next live and another upload. So look in the queue for the next live stream pertaining to Gypsy Rose, new allegations against her mother and the grandfather from a docuseries. We're going to chop that up. Going to play you that information. Going to read you an article of the allegations. Some very cruel information coming out of what was done to her by her mother. Just ridiculousness. Then I'll have an upload in the queue pertaining to Reginald DePriest, who has been accused of murdering an Andrea Moore, 39, of Knoxville, Tennessee. I do not have a picture of the victim yet. Still searching and waiting for obituary to get the actual photograph of her. I'll bring you the latest on his court appearance and bond. And then we will go live again tonight pertaining to Gypsy Rose. You will not want to miss that live stream. And I'll probably put up a poll or two pertaining to her as well. Gonna go put this in the queue. And then I will put polls up pertaining to this live stream of the information by Mr. Hunter. As you see in that commentary, if you go watch that on his father's network, he has matured a lot, got facial hair. He is trimmer. Also expecting twins with an African-American female. Prayers to both of them and the babies. Do not know what's going to happen with Miss Allie and do not know the status of this eviction. Why were they being evicted? I'm very curious, because what people don't understand, if indeed he's living with his mother and that girl was living there too, don't know. This is bad if they have to move, because housing is sparse here in this area and other surrounding counties. I don't live up in that farther east Tennessee, because they're closer to Virginia. I would assume the housing market is just the same up there. Everybody's moving here from Arizona and California. It has skyrocketed rent in these parts. Still cheaper to live here, but it's getting close to how it would be, what it would have been like living in probably New York and California years ago. Nonetheless, rent is high. We don't have a lot of housing choices, especially if you have a certain type of income. You are doomed. So this young lady, I pray she has a solid place to live, to raise her children. If not, she's going to have to get on the ball and get it together. And he's now got to step up to be a daddy. So the last thing he needs is talking on live streams about Summer Wells, because it is what it is. You either believe him or you don't. So he has kids to take care of now. So he's got to put his big boy pants on and be concerned about other things besides June 15th, 2021. And if he knows of anything nefarious that happened, best thing he can do, honey, save yourself and tell the truth. Because in the end, if this ever goes to trial, he will then have to testify. Either be for the defense or the prosecution. And anything said will be used in court. And I don't think Boy H realizes that. Because now this version will be used in court and it won't look good. Because that's all the defense needs. Well, you didn't say this, you didn't say this, you talked to that guy, and now you're saying something else, and see, it's just a big mess. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $sign McAndrew 129 Cash App, stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. Prayers for this young man and his journey with the baby mother and the children, unborn children. Prayers for Miss Allie. Do not know the extent of her condition. Prayers for Summer Wells and her brothers. Prayers for truth and justice in this case, because I don't know where this is going now. Okay, Cranberry. I see you. What? Beach lady, she can't do none of that. If you're not willing to get your children back, you're not going to be the same person to go get them, because they do not know how to live underground, because they like to drink and get high and stay on social media. So therefore, their priorities are them, which that has been the problem in the first place before the two met each other. They have only cared about self, and really they don't care about self, because if you care about self, you wouldn't be living this way. But when you're single, you can live how you want. Well, they're now single and they don't care. They didn't care about their other kids when they didn't even know each other. Now they've made children, don't got none of them, so they don't care about self or children. So there will be no taking of children anywhere, because in order to take them, you got to go live underground and you got to provide for them. And how are you going to provide for white babies with blonde hair in a land of brown? You can't. You'd have to have money saved up. You'd have to have somewhere to go. And you're going to stick out like a sore thumb walking around the town with pale skin and blonde hair. It won't work because they're not those type of people to go underground. And we will see if anything comes from that commentary on a live stream, taking of children. And if there'll be any charges finally for aiding a minor by Miss Bly. Because Ronnie Lawson, you should have arrested her for giving the boy drinks and smoking products. You've given her a pass. And this is what I talk about all the time in my live streams pertaining to these true crime cases. You will have other nefarious deeds that they do not bring the people up on charges. This is how you get to the truth of the little girl. You should have brought her in on the charges of giving him vaping products and a drink. She would have been scared and petrified in that jail. Now, she probably would have got a bonded out. But I would have held her in there on those charges and on the disappearance of the little girl. You all know how to do stuff in the courthouse and the state's attorneys. Come on now, stop the nonsense. Just stop the nonsense. Man, we're holding you here for 48 hours. For what? Yo, baby. Aiding a minor. Oh, no. It's buffoonery. Thank you for joining me. God bless you. Happy New Year. Join the Queen a little bit later. Live number 2 will be about Miss Gypsy Rose Blanchard and the new information coming from the docuseries. Troubling information about what went on with she and her mother. Very disturbing and very dicey info. And also allegations of SA by the grandfather. Lord have mercy. Yeah, she's been scared in jail. Yes, I do believe so. That's why they should have held her, Anna. That's why they should have held her. Exactly. But then again, she's good at lying, so maybe not. I don't know. Thank you all so very much. Thanks for new subs, viewers. Take the polls after this live stream and join me back here a little bit later for live number 2 pertaining to Gypsy Rose Blanchard. We're going to dissect that new information of abuse, allegations of abuse by her mother and grandfather, and what her life is going to be like now with Mr. Ryan, and also the job he has as a school teacher. Will they take to this newfound fame he has with her and things she has posted to, whatever it is, TikTok, derogatory sex talk? It's not good. Let's chop all that up. Thank you for joining me. You've been listening to the Vaude XL.